Hello, Carmen is not here. Haha. She's feeding her dog. She'll be right here. I'm the only one who showed up. How's everyone doing? Good night, Baker. No one will touch your hot sauce. How's our favorite hoodgers? It's funny because I'm wearing a hoodie. Oh, there she be.
Sorry.
Hey, KWOW. Chloe? Oh, it's Muffin.
Oh, what's a muffin?
That was funny because it was like your intro and then it was just me on the screen. And I was like, I'm the only one who showed up.
I am actually not Carmen. I'm Jeff. I was
So
looking at him. I was like, hurry up. 8.
do you have the right video pulled up?
Oh, no, I haven't even gotten that far.
It's the one I said yesterday, episode 19. Hey, Ash. Hello, Peltown. Oh boy. I'm exhausted. I couldn't sleep last night. Woke up at like 3:30 this morning. I don't even know. My brain's all over the place today.
Yeah, I saw that you were up really early.
Yeah, super early. I was just like, why?
Why am I here?
I'm gonna put you on the top.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself.
I know once I said it, I was like,
so this is the last part of Brian Radel's testimony. And then we'll get into, I don't know, I wrote it down somewhere.
She had said, she texted me which ones. She said, do this one, 20 and 21.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. You want to do a quick recap just in case?
Yeah, I could read the description from yesterday's video. The testimony of Brian Radel, the man who confessed to unaliving Lauri Waterman, continues. Once close to Rachelle, Radel is now testifying for the state, giving the jurors a detailed account of the events leading up to the unaliving and what he says Rachelle knew. And basically, we're just going to continue on with more of that today. He's also describing the night of the unaliving and claiming Rachelle played a role in the planning of it.
And then he went into like great detail on how he did it.
Yes.
Yeah. Craziness. Hi, chat. I didn't even say hi to anybody. I'm just gonna, as a whole. Hello. Glad you guys are here. All right, let's get this rolling.
Let's do it.
Received a note from a juror this morning, and it reads, "A friend told me one piece of info that I should not have heard. It doesn't affect my impartiality, but if you want to discuss it, I would be glad to." And it's signed sincerely. Did you want to speak with him individually, counsel?
Yes, please, Your Honor.
Right.
I don't know if the court wanted to do that here or in chambers, but I would like to.
Any preference?
No, not from the state's view.
I have no preference, whatever is easiest and the court prefers.
Well, I suggest we bring him in. Before we do that, anything else we should take up without the jury?
Not that I can.
I can't think of anything.
Good morning. Sir, as you know, you can't be photographed by persons that are present in the courtroom and so forth, but it probably feels a little bit like the hot seat. We received your note. I shared it with counsel this morning. And could you tell us what you've heard?
Yeah, the one thing that was told me is that we'll be admitting pornographic. That's it.
Okay. Do you feel like you can still be impartial?
Yeah, it does.
Any follow-up, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You can go back to the jury room, and we'll likely be calling the jury in just a couple of minutes. Anything further?
I just want to state my position for the record. I don't think that that's anything to challenge for cause. I think it's going to be clear that there's going to be a discussion about the pictures, but the pictures themselves are not going to be admitted. And I'm glad that this juror did this, but I don't see from our perspective, and maybe I'm wrong, and this can be litigated in the future if it needs to be, but I don't see anything from the defense perspective at this point why I should challenge that. So I'm not going to ask for anything at this point.
I don't have anything to add on it either. The other thing was on the edited second interview that we've done. I think the court should, when we get ready to play it, which will probably be when Trooper McFerrin testifies, is tell the jurors that part of it's been edited out so that they don't think that the troopers have done something improper. But that's about it.
Okay. Why don't counsel discuss that during our break and see if you can come up with language you can agree on?
Okay.
All right.
The only other thing I wanted to raise that I didn't think about on Friday, but usually in the mornings we'll bring the jurors fruit or day-old donuts or brownies. And
Okay.
I have twice received thank you notes from the jurors that say thank you for the brownies, or can we have the recipe? If you want copies, I've kept them. But
Of the notes or the recipe?
Both. So if you need copies of those, I keep everything. I didn't want there to be any hint of some ex parte contact. Anything else?
No. I don't know if the court wants to bring in Mr. Radel ahead of time as the court did last
I
time.
thought we'd go off record for a couple of moments while Mr. Radel is brought in.
Okay.
And then have the jury come in afterwards. And we have Mr. Hamilton on the line. You're still there, right, Mr. Hamilton?
I am, Judge. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so we'll just stand by for a couple of minutes while Mr. Radel is brought up and then come in with the jury.
Okay.
Once Mr. Radel is here. Off record.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi, Steve.
Yeah, did you want to ask about that?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Did you want to ask that Mr. Radell's handcuffs be removed?
Yeah, what I don't understand what happened is weren't they removed and then they were put back on or something on Friday? Or not?
I don't know. We've got a jury filing in.
Okay.
Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and we continue on record in State versus Rachelle Waterman with Ms. Waterman, counsel, and other persons present. Mr. Radel, your lawyer, Mr. Hamilton, is on the telephone. Mr. Hamilton, you're there?
I am, Judge. Thank you.
All right. And sir, I remind you that you remain under oath. Go ahead with your questions, Mr. Wells.
Okay, thank you. Just one moment, Your Honor. First of all, Mr. Radel, you remember generally the timeline that we had been talking about on Friday.
Yes.
Is there anything about this at this point, after having thought about it over the weekend, that you want to correct or amend or maybe make sure that there weren't any mistakes?
I don't think so.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we hadn't missed anything up until this point that we're talking about on September 29th. Okay? Can you see?
I might remember something later, but I mean, it's a lot of...
It's a lot of stuff, I know. That's why I put it up here. And so if you do remember something, will you promise to tell me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see? All right. Now, we had gotten to the point where we were talking about the incident on September 29th where you went to the school with the rifle.
Yes.
You said that did not go through because, if I understand correctly, you forgot a part of the rifle.
Yes, a screw that attaches the stock to the back of the rifle.
So when you said that you forgot the bolts, it's not the bolts?
No,
bolt action,
no,
right?
it was the screw to hold the stock on. The bolt was attached to the gun because it was a lever action.
The lever action, the 30-30.
Yeah.
All right. And I think you also said that at that point, you were not committed, or you were not sure whether you were ready to actually kill somebody.
I don't really know. I mean, I was thinking about it at the time, leading up to what I thought was going to be a decision of doing or not doing it, but I wasn't really sure if I was, or, you know, I was asking myself, are you going to be able to pull the trigger?
Okay. Can you all hear? Do we need to move the microphone up? All right. Now, after you decide, well, before I get to that question, how long did you wait there watching the Craig High School? I'm sorry, the school.
Well, in between, because I had to go back to the boat, but the overall time I would say probably ran from around 2:30 that day till 7:30 or 8 o'clock that night.
So that's roughly, what, 5 hours or so?
Yeah, five and a half hours, somewhere in that area.
And after you got back on your boat and this had not happened, did you call Jason?
Yes, I called him, I think it was around 8:30 or so.
And you learned that day, Rachelle Waterman had actually happened to call him, hadn't she?
That's what he told me. He said that she had contacted him after she got off school, and that she basically said she didn't want it to happen. The way he put it was that she called it off. I didn't want him hurt, didn't want me hurt, didn't want anybody hurt. And I responded that, you know, can you get confirmation? You know, gun's still there, yada, yada, yada. And told him to get back with me in the next few days if he could tell me which way things were going. He didn't get a hold of me, so about a week later, I walked about halfway from Craig Walk and finally was able to get a ride. And then went over to his house, and when I got there, he was there. I asked him if she'd said yes or no. Was it confirmed? Was it not confirmed? And he said that it was confirmed. She didn't want it to happen at that point.
Okay. Let's take this, let's break this down, okay? Let's go through this piece by piece. At this point, it's the day that this happened, Rachelle actually just happens to call him, is your understanding, right?
He just said Rachelle had called him at 2:30 or 3:30 or whenever she got off school. You know, he said when she got off school.
When she got out of school.
Yeah.
Did she call him sometimes then when she got out of school?
I don't know if it was regular. Sometimes, usually I think it was earlier in the day that she'd call him, like when she's going to lunch or something.
So the only information you have at this point that Rachelle is actively involved comes from Jason.
That was the only way I ever had any information. Jason was the one who talked to me.
So aside from what Jason said, you don't really know whether Rachelle had in fact even asked for this, do you?
No.
All right. Now, you said that Jason had received this phone call around somewhere between 2:30 and 3, about the time school got out.
Yeah, whenever school gets out. That's what I'm assuming is about the time school gets out. So.
Okay. And you said that you had gone to see the school at about 2:30, right?
Yeah, I went down to my boat around then
Okay.
to get the gun ready, and then I was walking out, and it is a reasonably long walk, so it probably would have taken me 20 minutes to get there. So I'd say probably would have got there around 3:20, 3:30.
Now, between 3:20 or 3:30, and you said that you left at about 7:30, did Jason ever come by?
No, when I was talking to him, he said that he was afraid that if he came by and told me that I may have already done something, that the cops may have been there, he didn't want to get arrested. I took that at face value at that point. In all honesty, he knew exactly where I was. He could have just driven up along the side of the road and yelled down and said it was called off. It would have been as simple as that.
And so he had, what, roughly four hours after Rachelle says, this better not happen, and he never comes by?
No, he never did.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna switch markers if I can. This may not be quite as big, but I don't know how well you can read that form. All right, so at this point, you guys see that? Okay. Rachelle says, don't do it. Right?
Yeah.
Before we go any farther, after September 29th, 2004, between that day and the day that Lauri Waterman was killed, were you ever told by Jason Arendt that Rachelle Waterman wanted her mother dead?
He never directly said that. I assumed that when he said we needed to go ahead with it. I assumed that she approved of it at that point. But I never had any actual confirmation of that. I just didn't ask.
Didn't ask, but Jason never, from that point, said, Rachelle says the plan is back on.
No,
And Jason never says, Rachelle approves this plan.
no,
And Jason never says, Rachelle thinks this would now be a good time to do it.
no.
Okay. Now, you described walking from your boat to where the school is. Why did you walk?
I didn't have a vehicle. Jason had dropped me off at my boat, but he didn't want to be around. He didn't want to risk being seen. And since I didn't have a vehicle, I had to walk.
And so you told, I'm sorry, was it you or was it Jason that said, let's wait and see what happens in the next few days?
I ended up telling, you mean about Rachelle?
Yeah.
I ended up saying to get a hold of her and get confirmation, tell me whether that was really what she wanted or if it was something, if it was just spur of the moment, let me know.
Okay. So right after this, you said, talk with Rachelle, see if she wants it.
Get a hold of Rachelle again.
All right, get a hold of Rachelle. Sorry, I'm running out of paper. And after that, how long did it take you to hear from Jason again?
A week. I had to go to his house. He didn't come to me.
1 week later. So this would have been roughly October 5?
Somewhere in there, 5, 6.
All right, I'll just put a approximate symbol. You go to Jason's house.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure that looks like a Steve. And at that point, roughly the beginning of October, you talked with Jason about whether this is still on, right?
Yes.
What does Jason say that Rachelle's position is?
That she'd confirmed what she'd said back on the 29th, that she didn't want it to happen.
She still did not want it to happen.
Yeah.
Now, after that date, what happened to the plan for a while?
It just didn't exist. I mean, it'd been called off. We didn't really talk about it. We visited, we played some video games. He came out to my place. We chit-chat about how his relationship was going. Just what a couple of guys had talked about. Towards the end, right before he ended up saying that we needed to kill Lauri on the 14th or around that area, that weekend, he basically was when he said, not the specific day. He seemed to be getting worried that he was going to lose his relationship with Rachelle. He expressed to me that he was afraid that if he waited, which was that him and Rachelle, he told me over this probably about 3-week period, that had been discussed about waiting until she was 18, when her parents couldn't create a problem, couldn't say that she couldn't be with Jason. And he expressed to me that he was afraid that if he waited that long, she wouldn't want to be with him anymore.
So during this time, from what you understand, Rachelle is the one saying, we should wait until I'm 18.
Essentially, that was Jason didn't really seem to want to wait till 18. There was definitely no desire on his part to wait till then. I don't think I helped matters because he ended up mentioning about John Wilburn having interest in Rachelle. And in response, I ended up telling him I thought it might be a good idea if you broke up with Rachelle, that, okay, it's not going to be good for you, but it'd be better for Rachelle because maybe her mom wouldn't mind her being with a 15-year-old.
At that time, she was 16?
Yeah.
Just a few weeks past her 16?
Apparently. At that time, I thought she'd been 16 for longer than that, but...
Okay. But this is what you found out since then, that this is roughly about 5 or 6 weeks after her 16.
But the whole thing was John Wilburn was a good kid. I thought, it'd be like the first person her own age, better off that way.
And how did Jason respond when you said maybe she should date people her own age?
He wasn't really happy with it. I didn't think he was too upset about it because I thought he was interested in Rachelle's best interest. And I thought maybe that would be her best interest.
All right. Were you concerned that when the plans did not go through that Jason might be angry?
Well, there was times when he was angry, when I refused with the knife. Or I wouldn't say I refused, I just couldn't go through with it. When I got back to the vehicle, his exact words to me was, I thought you were going to kill her. And he basically chewed me out, said that if something happened to Rachelle, if she ended up hurt, if she ended up dead, it'd be my responsibility because I hadn't gone in there and saved her. Basically, because he'd been pushing that he thought something bad was going on in the house, either between Rachelle to Lauri or Lauri to Rachelle. And that if something happened that night and I hadn't stopped it, I was responsible for it.
What was Jason's temper like?
At that time, I wouldn't say it was too fiery. He just seemed to, it was what I'd almost call a quiet anger. He was, I'd say, riding me verbally and basically telling me I was doing the wrong thing.
Okay. Now, around this time, around the beginning of October, was Rachelle grounded, to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, she was grounded from, I think it was late August until basically, and as far as I knew, she was grounded from the time she got caught sneaking out. And then later she got grounded from the computer because of getting a beat.
Now, getting grounded from the computer, do you know if that's when this happened? Was that around the beginning of October?
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry, being grounded from the computer, around the beginning of October the 5th or so.
As far as I knew, it was farther back. Jason never specifically told me, but from the way he was talking, it seemed like it was around the 22nd or so. It was around the time when Rachelle had contacted him, and he got really angry. As far as I could tell, that was the period when he was saying Lauri had threatened to kill Rachelle and she was afraid to go home. And I believe he said that was over the beat.
And that's around the 22nd. Down
Yeah,
here.
I didn't find out until like a day after he finally got a hold of Rachelle when she was at school.
Okay.
And that's when he...
That's when he told you that?
Yeah.
All right, and so at that point...
Or the knife. I just know it was in there. It was between the knife and the gun incident. It was somewhere in there that he ended up telling me about that. I'm really not sure, but it's just a few days there.
All right. Okay, so somewhere around in there, Jason says Rachelle is grounded.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That was pretty much, he couldn't get a hold of her online, and it was like the next day or something when she was at school. I believe she ended up calling him and telling him what had happened.
so after this, was the contact between Mr. Arendt and Rachelle substantially less?
Quite a bit. I mean, they used to talk every single night, all night long. I'd say 6-7 hours, just till midnight or whatever. And
Wait, just a second. When you say talk, was that on the phone or?
I think there might have been some phone, but all I know for sure about is internet messaging.
Okay. All right. And so around this point, I'm running out of room. All right. I'll just put contact. I'll put RW contact diminishes. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it pretty much the only contact he had was when she would call during the day, and every now and then a couple minutes when he was at like a play that was practicing for a play. Sometimes they'd see each other there.
Okay. And so after this point, around the 5th or 6th, when you hear the second time that Rachelle is still saying no, that she doesn't want this to happen, Jason's not having a whole bunch of contact with her, right?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to put still no contact. How did he respond to not having contact with Rachelle?
Well, there's a lot of tears. I mean, of course, we were both pretty emotional about the whole thing. So, I mean, I'd say we were both pretty emotional guys.
Okay.
And he wasn't happy with it.
Did he ever seem angry or bitter or?
I wouldn't say that he appeared angry or bitter. He just appeared frightened that he was going to lose the relationship around late October, early November.
All right. So that's when he came to you and said, "I can't wait. We need to do this. I can't wait 2 years."
It was a little bit after that. He didn't say, "I can't wait 2 years." What he said to me was, "I don't think there'll be another chance." And I basically took that to mean he talked about the 14th for a while as a possible date. He said she was going to the tournament, and I figured what he meant by that was that there wouldn't be another date as good as this one for a very long time, and Rachelle could get hurt over that period. That's what I assumed he meant by that.
Okay. Let's take a little bit of break there and kind of go through that step by step. So it's late October, early November that he is starting to say that if they wait 2 years, Rachelle might not want him at that time.
Yeah.
By the time she's 18 and matured a little bit.
That she might, another boyfriend, another interest.
Okay. All right, late October, early November. If I wait, she may not want me. Is that fair?
Basically.
Okay, and then it's after that then that he comes to you and says, we need to kill Lauri Waterman.
It is probably very soon after that. I'd say early November, a week to a week and a half, probably a week and a half before the 14th was when he got a hold of me.
All right. And at that point, when he got a hold of you, we're saying we need to kill Lauri Waterman, did he ever say, Rachelle wants us to do this?
No, he never specifically said that.
You just assumed it based on previous discussions?
Well, I assumed he didn't want to do it any more than I wanted to do it at that point. That's what I've been assuming all along. I told him originally, I figured something like this had to be a last ditch
effort.
Yeah, and I assumed he was the same way about that. So I didn't think that he would want to go through with it unless Rachelle was for it. I was consistently, I wanted out. I thought he wanted an out. I definitely wanted an out then because I had money coming in. I wasn't suicidal anymore. I had a contract for $3,000. I had a possible 10 grand that Lee Edwards said either he could get investment or something to get my game that I had been designing back on track. Basically bail me out from possibly going to jail for not being able to pay everybody. I don't know if I could have. I don't know the law, but that's what I was figuring was that I might have been going to jail if I couldn't pay the people I owed. And I brought it up to him. I said that, can we wait till December? I have money showing up. We talked about before blackmail. We talked about emancipation. We talked about surveillance, like getting a little camera and putting it in Rochelle's room, and basically, or at least I'd been pushing for trying to get some sort of physical evidence of the abuse of Rachelle so that if we went to social services, it wouldn't just be her word against her mom, that there would be evidence to back it up. And I said, I have the money, even though I'm not supposed to spend it on anything but my business. I was willing to hire a lawyer for a couple hours. I figured 1-2 hours would be long enough to tell us whether or not emancipation would work. That's what I thought originally, just see if there was any other options. When it came to surveillance, I figured there probably would be a camera or something that wasn't too expensive that we could get a hold of. And even if that didn't work, in all honesty, I stated that if we were going to kill somebody, we had more money. I was flat broke at that point. Jason didn't seem to have much money. I didn't like the idea that we were buying everything right before this happened. I talked about before, why don't we space this out? We shouldn't be buying everything at once, maybe months apart. Just nothing.
Nothing dissuaded him?
He just kept repeating he figured there wasn't going to be another chance, that Rochelle's life could be in jeopardy, that she might not be able to take it anymore, that she might kill her mom and then kill herself out of remorse. And, it's like, okay, I'll do it. I stated that if things did go sour, okay, I'll take the blame. I figured, because I assumed something like this. I was very surprised when I got a deal. I assumed that I would be getting life without parole. I think I stated that to the cops when I was first arrested. I think I stated it when Jason was wearing the wire. That was what I assumed was going to happen. I figured one guy going down was a lot better than 3 people going down. And okay. I figured at that point, I thought Jason was a better person than me. And he was also with Rachelle. So I was the best person to take the fall.
And at that person, you said, when you said 1 going down is better than 3, you still thought that based upon what Jason was saying.
Wow, I have not been paying a bit of attention. Sorry, I was trying to do something, but I couldn't figure it out. But I gotta pause it for a second so I don't get copyright. Robin says, I'm curious if anyone here thinks that the prosecution has provided facts beyond a reasonable doubt that she was involved. For me, so far, it's a no, but I haven't watched. I think, I can't speak for everybody. I think a lot of people are saying they really haven't proved especially beyond a reasonable doubt that she had
Told them
anything
to do it. Yeah. Also, what you did before, it did show up, and then it went away. Oh. Huh.
Yes, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Oh,
Well,
maybe something
put it
else.
up again and let me try.
I think I deleted it.
Oh. Well, that would be a problem. Wouldn't it?
Just a wee bit.
Just a little bit.
If you want to tell them what we're even trying to do here.
Hold on.
She'll tell you in a second. She's currently dying.
That was hilarious because I heard what you said and it made me laugh even more. So Carmen's trying to put up her QR code for Zelle. So if people wanted to donate to her fund to be able to get proper equipment for her job, to keep her safe, that's what we're trying to do. And have it scanned correctly. I'm assuming, let me see this one, hold on. I'm assuming they may be waiting until later in the case to make that connection between her and them. Yeah, we still haven't heard from, what's the other guy's name? Her boyfriend, her current boyfriend at the time of the unaliving, which all, you know, this guy, Randall, and the other guy and her, they were all friends, but she dated both of them. And, hold on. Nope.
And
This site cannot be reached. Strange.
Oh well.
Okay. So Sir Frank asked, "What do you need, Carmen?"
The most expensive thing, I need a new vest. And those are very expensive. And I was gonna get like new cuffs and stuff because I like the cuffs that they use. Because it's what most departments use. But when you have to double lock, especially if you're trying to fight somebody or if someone's fighting you and you're trying to double lock their handcuffs, you got to get your in their space, which could be a safety concern. The cuffs that I like, it's a little lever that you push over. Boom, it's done. It's double locked. You can still keep a distance away from. You don't have to worry about getting head butted or anything like that. But yeah, it's really the best. That's the biggest thing. But those things are so yeah. But I was told today that we're not allowed to use our own cuffs. I was like, why? But they are looking into. Well, he's looking into the cuffs that I was telling him about. Because he was like, I didn't even know those existed. I'm like, oh yeah, they're amazing.
They just make it a lot easier for the officer.
A lot easier and a lot safer. Yeah.
Yeah. So what does it have on it? It's like a lever?
Yeah. So give me one second.
Yes. Plate carrier in lever double lock cut handcuffs. In fuzzy pink.
Fuzzy pink. So, you guys are gonna be able to see this. Oh, these are even worse. So these are even worse. So when you double,
if you make it hold on.
When you double
There you
lock, you gotta push like this little lever thing over and like push it into place. Because these don't have the ones on the side. That sucks. But if someone's fighting me and I gotta stick this little thing over here and push it into place, that's not gonna work.
And then the ones you want have what?
The ones that I want, they have a lever right here. You click it over and it's double locked.
Oh, okay. That is a lot easier.
Yeah, you don't have to screw around with these. But, yeah.
I'm sure whoever. She said people used to steal the soft restraints off the ambulance when I worked there. I was not one of them. Are you sure? Are you sure you weren't one? That's hilarious.
Took all of them. I know.
That is so funny.
Let's keep going.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry I wasn't paying attention for the first part. I was trying to figure that out, but I'm over it now.
Or actually, you still thought that Rachelle was involved,
Yes.
even though at that point Jason had never said anything like that.
No. He hadn't said that, but I assumed it.
But you assumed it. He hadn't said that after the last thing you heard from Rachelle was back in
The last specific thing that he told me Rachelle had said was that she didn't want it to happen.
Okay. All right, now you said that the best chance that you'd be able to get this done was during the tournament. Do you know when the Craig volleyball team found out that they were actually going to the tournament?
I have no clue. Jason basically had pinpointed that the week and a half before. That was a definite. He mentioned it before. I mean, as far back as when this plan first came together, he mentioned that date as a possible. I didn't realize until later about it being the tournament and everything. I don't exactly know how he knew about that date, but it was very definitive. Middle of November was a date that he thought was going to be really good. Way back there.
When you say way back there, you're first talking about.
I'm talking about when we know. When Rachelle said yes.
Down here about the 4th.
Yeah, it was around that time, maybe a few days after that, when we got together and talked about things, that he ended up mentioning the middle of November. There was a possibility of that week. He figured Doc was out of town, and maybe he could get Rachelle out of the house or something, whatever. We could do it then. But he felt that November was the best date that he knew of to get it done.
Did he ever say that the middle of November was the time that Rachelle had given to him?
He didn't say that. It was just that he had different dates, basically whenever Rachelle would be out of town or Doc would be out of town, vice versa, that he would bring up as a possible date to do something.
So he knew their schedule?
I assume he would. I mean, Rachelle talked to him all the time. When she talked to me, she told me everything that was happening in her life when we were talking online. I assume she would have told Jason the same thing.
So she was just talking about this is what's happening in my life.
It could have been that way. I can't say that that was the way she was talking to him because I wasn't there most of the times. When I was there, just to be polite, I didn't read over his shoulder. I mean, that just because a lot of times Rachelle didn't even know I was there.
When she and Jason were chatting?
Yeah.
Okay. And that would have been roughly before this, right?
I'm sorry, when you say this, I don't know what you're
Roughly
pointing at.
September 22nd, when I put down the contact images, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So then you're talking about roughly a week and a half before this. So roughly the 4th or so of November is when you're deciding to do this plan.
Somewhere in that area.
All right.
We hadn't actually come up with a plan yet. It was kind of like, okay, let's do it. I told Jason that I'd make a list of everything we'd ever come up with, everything I'd ever seen on TV, and pick one, because in all honesty, I didn't think.
Hold on one second. I am so sorry about your aunt. That is terrible. And also, no one feel obligated to do that. I mean, I'll eventually get one myself. I don't want anybody to strap themselves at my expense. I appreciate it, but I don't. Like, make sure you guys get your own stuff taken care of first. But yeah, my prayers go out to you and your family. I'm very sorry for your loss.
There was enough time. I didn't think it was a very good idea, but so it was pretty much just point and say what the heck we're going to do, because. And one of the things it actually came out of several plans we'd had. At one point we'd had a plan, or Jason had brought up, what about cutting the drive line? You know, I've seen it in the movies, or not the drive line, the brake line. Out of that, I ended up mentioning, well, I guess you could put a remote explosive on there, but, you know, cutting the brake line, going downhill, you never know who's going to be in the car. From that, I ended up thinking about, well, what about an accident? And so one of the things I put on the list, I included shooting, knife, the idea of the bleach, even the boat, overdose on drugs, the explosives, everything we came up with, and anything I could think of. He ended up liking the idea of a car accident.
Okay, now, who ended up liking the idea of the car accident?
Jason liked the idea of the car accident. It was basically, here's the list, which one are we going to do?
Now, at that point, you were not talking with Rachelle, right?
I'd had probably a 2-minute conversation online during the time that I was at Jason's house, during which time about all that was said was she thanked me for having let her and Jason use the boat back in August. And that was pretty much it. So during this period of time, there wasn't any contact. I hadn't had contact with her in any way for a month and a half.
Okay. And the month and a half, that had been the 2-minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I had not,
that's,
from the time.
That's right around this time.
From the time.
I'm sorry.
Right around the end of September, right?
It was actually back,
Right.
probably around the 20th, yeah.
Like that? Okay.
And before that, I hadn't had any other contact than that from the point that Rachelle and Jason quit coming down to the boat together. That was it.
Now, at this time, didn't Jason, in fact, instruct you to limit how much information was going to Rachelle?
We discussed it back and forth. I believe he suggested something about not telling her, just, I don't know exactly why. I said maybe that'd be a good idea. You know, she couldn't have any twitches. She couldn't give anything away if we didn't tell her anything. So I was agreeable.
Now, again, at this point, you're assuming that she's involved, but you don't know.
No.
And
I never had any confirmation of that. It just, I told the cops, I'm saying it here. I never had her tell me anything about the murder throughout this whole thing, or say she wanted it. Not even a hint. It just wasn't there.
Not even a hint.
No.
And you had said on Friday that you were actually first, when Jason came to you and said, Rachelle wants this to happen, that you were flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Because that just seems so contrary to Rachelle's nature.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I figured well, I guess I assumed the same thing about Jason, but, you know, she liked animals, I liked animals. She didn't like killing, she didn't like hunting, she didn't like fighting, she didn't like war. It just, when he first came to me and was talking about that he brought it up to Rachelle, I honestly never thought there would be a yes. It just didn't cross my mind.
Now, when Jason is harassing you, when Jason is telling you, listen, Lauri may hurt Rachelle may hurt her mom, Rachelle may kill her mom, Rachelle may kill her mom and then commit suicide. Did any of those sound like things that, from what you knew, that Rachelle would actually do?
Well, I wasn't sure with the suicide and everything. I didn't know about killing her mom. I thought that might not happen, but at the same time, I figured if she did end up not being able to take it, which, you know, there's extreme circumstances happen. You might be willing to do something when something happens that you wouldn't be willing to do at another time. So I thought that might be possible. And with her demeanor and with the fact that she talked to me about that she'd had, I believe, suicidal thoughts, and that she'd been abusive of herself at some point, that if she did something like that, she would possibly kill herself too. I thought that could be a possibility.
And is part of that based upon your own experiences growing up?
Yes, there is stuff that dealt with that, but I figured Rachelle's stuff was worse than my stuff.
All right. Now, when you guys said let's do it, ultimately you had to figure out a way to get Lauri Waterman out of the house, right?
Yeah.
And when you did that, did you ask Jason for any plans or any information or anything like that?
I'd been asking for information from day one.
What kind of information? Before we go farther, what kind of information?
I wanted diagrams of the house. I knew Rachelle had a digital camera. I figured it even better get pictures of the rooms, get, if we're taking her out of the house, which was the first plan involved taking her out of the house, as did the last plan, what is she going to leave behind? What kind of notes did she leave? What did she take with her? What kind of clothes did she normally wear? I mean, what was her modus operandi?
And when you were discussing this, you told Jason that you would need these things from Rachelle, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever get any of those?
I never did. I asked for that quite a lot right up very last day. I think it was that night. I asked him if he had been able to get anything from Rachelle. His response was, "Oh, I forgot."
Now, when you say you asked him quite a lot, would you say your neighborhood of like 5 times or 15 or 25 or how?
I'd say probably at least 20 times. Every time we talked in any...
At least 20 times? Did I understand you correctly?
Any time we talked about the murder, plan, anything, I brought that up because I didn't think we had enough plan ahead. We didn't have any of the stuff. I kept saying if we're going to do it, whether we are or not, we should get the stuff now. Whether we are or not, we need the information. It's like, if we're going to do this, let's have a plan.
So, all right, let's take this a step at a time. You said that you knew Rachelle had a digital camera.
Yeah.
And were you figuring that based upon your request, Jason would tell Rachelle to take some pictures and then email them to Jason, who'd email them?
Yeah, I figured, well, I didn't know if he'd email them or print them out. Probably print them out because I didn't have internet.
Okay. Did you ever get any photograph from Rachelle's digital camera of her house?
No. When I went into the house, I was blind. I had to hunt.
What do you mean when you say you were blind?
I didn't have any clue about how the house was set up. I had to go room to room, checking each place, trying to figure out where Lauri's room was.
Did you ever get any floor plans of the house?
No.
Whether actual floor plans or a handwritten map?
No.
And you were asking Jason to get this from Rachelle?
Yes.
Did you ever find out which window Rachelle would sneak in and out of?
I didn't have any specifics. I just knew that it was some window. I assumed on the lower level because, you aren't going to jump out a second-story window. But I never knew specifically what one it was.
Did you know whether the window would be open?
Not that night. Jason said it might be open, it might not be. I went very specifically in case I didn't have to with the chisel that I could use. I figured I was planning to, if I had to break into a door with that, but I also figured I could use it to break very specifically. I figure there's probably a sliding glass door at the back of the house or something, or a window, something that I could break and open a door that way.
Do you think that if Rachelle had wanted this, she might have said, here's which window would be open?
Objection, speculative.
Calls for speculation as to what might have gone on in
He
Ms.
had talked
Waterman's
about
mind.
his instincts earlier and how we should have listened to them, and I want to follow up with that.
Objection sustained.
Heard about the sets where you can take like some clay or something and get a copy of keys. And I mentioned maybe there was some way that we could get that and then have someone down south, not up here, where people would be able to figure out we've got a copy of the keys.
Did you ever see the set of keys that Rachelle had that had her house keys on them?
No, I didn't. I guess I should have assumed she would have had a set, but until you just said that, I didn't actually know she had a set of keys to the house.
So you never got a key from Jason?
No.
All right. Hang on just 1 second. May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you a copy of what has been marked as Defense Exhibit B. Can you all see this even in the back there? Okay. Does this look like the floor plan to the garage and basement level of Ms. Waterman's house?
Yes. At least the parts that I know. I wasn't over here, and I think I only looked in the bathroom. I just went up the stairs, so I don't know about the rest of it, but the garage, yes.
Okay. Can you put your initials on, I know you got handcuffs on, I'm sorry about that. Can you put your initials on the window where you came in? All right. And can you put an X on the door where you got into the main house through the garage? All right. Can I see this for just a second? You see this door back here?
Yeah.
Was there any discussion about that door?
I was never told anything specifically about where there were doors in back. I'd never been back there, so I couldn't know about it. I think I noticed it when I went inside the garage, but up to that point, I didn't know what, except for the front of the house, which I'd seen when I was in front of it, and the side, what it looked like.
All right. Did you ever look in this room back here? This is on this diagram,
No,
the upper right.
No. I didn't even really look from the other side, because when you approach the house, it's very open over there. I figure there's a lot more light. People could see me over there.
So this is the front of the house. Down here, you went over on the left side.
Yeah, that was the only side I thought I could get to without being noticed.
Okay. I'm going to put this up in just a second.
Okay.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defense Exhibit E. Does that look like the right side of the Waterman house? Can you all see that back there?
I recognize the upper part, but when I went, it was usually darker. I just didn't really pay attention to this side of the house. I recognize the house, and I can see that that is the right side of the house, of their house. So, but I was mainly looking on the other side. I mean, this just wasn't the side that I even would pay attention to.
Is that because you can see all this grass here and it's fairly
There's the
open?
grass there. There's a light that shines on it. You got a porch light over there that's shown out like this way onto the lawn. Basically, I would have been running across the lawn in full view of anyone who was going to the bathroom or whatever.
Okay. Do you happen to know what the size of this window is compared to the window that you went in?
I'd assume from the size of the house, it probably looks about the same size. I don't know.
All right. Okay. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defense Exhibit C. That was the door you actually did go in, right?
Yes, it was. I tried to get it was deadbolt, tried to pry that open, couldn't get that open, so I pulled the top of the cat door down until I could get each side out and pulled it out and stuck my hand through the door.
Can you all see that? Okay, if you can't see that, please speak up. And so this door at that time was locked.
Yeah, I'd attempted to use the keys that I found in the pickup truck, but none of them worked, so.
Had you been told there would be keys in the pickup truck?
No, the window was down and I figured I'd check the vehicles just in case somebody had left a key or maybe there'd be one hidden somewhere. I just thought if there's a key, it'd make things a whole lot easier.
All right. Did you all see that for a second? All right. There are just a couple of areas that I want to wrap up and touch on some things that you raised Friday in your testimony. You just, I guess I'll put down here the 14th. Plan goes through. And actually up here, no info to Rachelle. You all see that? All right. Now, you had talked about an incident in which Mr. Arent had said that he had seen Rachelle being beaten by her mom on the webcam.
Yes.
Based upon what Mr. Arent had said, was that webcam in Rachelle's bedroom, do you remember?
Yes. When I used to talk to her, she turned it on a couple times, and I assume it was in her bedroom.
Do you know whether it was or not?
I was never in her bedroom, so I couldn't see it.
Okay. All right. You also said in your testimony on Friday that these were, how did you put it? These were not the circumstances in which you would give your life to protect Rachelle. Do you remember that?
Yes, that looking back on it, to me, looking back on it, if someone was going to shoot her, I wouldn't mind stepping in and taking the bullet, But then again, I'd probably do that for just about anybody. It's just the way I am. But bottom line is, what we did shouldn't have happened. We killed, I look at it, we killed a 48-year-old woman. Could have had 20, 30 years of life left. That's just, on top of it, it's a woman, I guess a guy isn't better, but for me, that makes the crime worse. The only thing worse would be killing a kid.
Did Lauri's death accomplish what you had been told it would accomplish?
No. It's very obvious that it hasn't. I guess in some ways, what Jason would be saying, Lauri's not there hitting her daughter, but it didn't help Rachelle. It didn't help anybody else for that matter. It hurt a lot of people.
Who told you what Lauri's death would accomplish?
I can't say who told me what it would accomplish. There was an assumption here by what we've been talking about, that Jason talked to me about. Lauri was a threat to Rachelle, that she wasn't just a physical threat, but that her life was in jeopardy, that if nothing else, that she could be maimed. And you just naturally assume when you're talking about removing this person because of that the point of doing that is so that they won't be able to do that to the person anymore.
Okay, Your Honor, at this time, I would mark this diagram as Defense Exhibit F, as in Frank. Mr. Radel, is there anything that we should add or subtract or change on this diagram to the best of your knowledge at this point?
Not anything that I can think of. I mean, I don't think so.
All right. At this time, Your Honor, I would have no further questions, and I would move into evidence, Defense Exhibit F.
It may be used as demonstrative evidence. Redirect?
Yes, ma'am. The abuse that Rachelle's claims that her mother abused her, did she ever tell you directly about this?
She told me she'd been hit with a baseball bat.
Anything else?
She told me her mom had discussed using her to raise money sexually for the family business.
Anything else?
I don't think she told me anything directly. I think everything else Jason mentioned to me.
And those two incidences or two descriptions that you provided, when was it that she provided those to you? When did she tell you those?
And that was probably early 2004.
Okay.
March, April, May, somewhere in there.
Okay. And did you ever find out that her mother hadn't abused her?
That she hadn't or
Yeah.
had?
Had not.
I can't have any sort of independent confirmation one way or another on that. I mean,
Okay. Now, you said Rachelle had a digital camera.
yes.
How did you know she had a digital camera?
She had taken pictures of, I think it was herself, and sent them to me.
Okay. This was before your shop closed?
Yeah, this was before the shop opened.
Before the shop opened. Okay. What kind of photos were they?
Nude.
And the digital camera that she had, was it a actual, you know what a webcam is?
Yes.
Was it a webcam or was it a digital
She
camera?
told me she had a digital camera, an actual digital camera that wasn't very good quality.
And what's a webcam?
A webcam is a camera that you attach to your computer and you get to talk to someone.
Okay, it takes a picture of
Takes video.
video at the time. You can also use it to take pictures, can't you?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Okay. But you don't, the photos you saw, could you tell whether they were taken with a digital camera or with a,
It was a picture. I mean, all I know, Rachelle told me she had a digital camera that wasn't a very good quality one that she could take pictures with.
Oh, the photos that she sent you, the nude photos, what'd you do with those?
I eventually deleted them. I looked at them. Well, I was her boyfriend at the time, or assumed I was.
He printed them off, and then all of a sudden they were stuck together. I'm just kidding. That's a really bad joke. You nasty. All right, I'm gonna hit play now.
But once I broke up with her, I attempted to delete anything on the computer that was even related to her, whether it was letters or letters I was going to send to her or whatever.
So you deleted them?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the September 29th shooting incident, after you called it off because you were missing the screw for the, was it stock?
I didn't call it off. It didn't happen.
Right. Did you tell Jason that same day that you had moved forward on the plan to kill Ms. Waterman hopefully within the next month?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't remember anything like that.
Did you discuss what your plans were going to be after you saw him, after you didn't shoot her?
I just said, find confirmation or not, I'm still here. The gun's still there.
Okay. You didn't say anything about you had a plan that you'd move sooner.
There was no other plans than that. I mean, I'd spent a week trying to come up with something, and I couldn't come up with anything that didn't involve me getting caught.
Okay.
You know, it was basically a last-ditch effort. I told Jason I figured I had maybe a 1% chance of getting away, and it probably wouldn't be more than 5 minutes before I either got caught or shot.
Okay. Now, the money incident you talked about, when did you come up with that one?
The money incident.
Where you said you'd come up with some money to help get.
That was in November when he brought up or said we needed to go ahead with everything. I brought up that I had money coming in. Could we wait till December?
And this house, was this in the early part of November?
Yeah, you're looking first week of November. It was when he first brought it up to me saying we needed to go ahead with it. I ended up bringing up, I got a contract for $3,000. I got some money showing up in a few weeks. I got more money that's supposed to show up in December. Can we wait?
And so how much money were you telling him that you could?
Minimum $3,000. There's a possibility of getting another $10,000.
Okay. It wasn't like in the area of 100,000.
No.
Okay. And so the first time you brought up the money incident would have been about 2 weeks before you actually killed Mrs. Waterman.
Week and a half.
Week and a half. Okay. Now, your statement that Jason told you after you were unable to shoot Mrs. Waterman on September 29th, he told you, was it that same day that...
Yeah, it was when I got back. I called him on the payphone at the dock, and that's when he told me.
And you said he told you that that Rachelle had told him that she didn't want the plan to go through.
Yeah, that she didn't want me hurt, didn't want him hurt, didn't want anybody hurt, didn't want anybody in jail, didn't want it to happen.
Now, the tape I played on Friday of your interview with the troopers, there's absolutely nothing in there about you're saying that Rachelle called it all off, is there?
I never even touched on that. I didn't feel that was my place. I was there to be the fall guy. I was to be the guy to take the blame. I figured Jason would tell all that stuff.
Okay.
I assumed that he had until I ended up reading the reports and seeing that he hadn't.
And in your interview, the officers ask you, quote, she tells Jason, I want you guys to kill my mother. And you say, from what he told me, that's what I know. He spoke to me, as I said, he spoke to me. I never actually spoke to Rachelle about any of this, unquote. Nothing there about her, that, however, calling it all off after she had told him.
It wasn't my place to say anything about it. Jason knew more information about Rachelle, so I assumed he'd be telling whatever. I didn't think that he'd be willing to send her down without telling whatever pertinent information.
And you're saying that that your statement at that time was to try to protect Jason and Rachelle when you were being interviewed by the troopers on November 19th.
I was mainly focusing on Jason. I had stated right off the bat, it's on the tape, me saying I'd probably take the fall that night. As I said, when I was in the vehicle talking to the police, after they told me that...
I'm going to pause for just a second. One, I got to tell YouTube Daddy, stop being so emotional and holding people's chats. I've been approving them. So if you're, even when I'm approving them, YouTube Daddy's like, no, I don't want to. So I apologize for that. Oh, Gabriella Cinderella. Baby, come back. She might have stepped away. Sharon, Zelle is. It's just like a way to. It's basically the same as like Cash App, Venmo. Gabby told me one the other or last night called Square. Never heard of it. It's just like it's just a way to send money for people, money back and forth. I use it quite often. Use it almost every day. Oh yeah, and you were the main one that I was talking about, where I was telling YouTube Daddy to stop. I saw some of yours got flagged, which there was really no reason for them. But even when I approved them, they still didn't come up. So I apologize for that. But oh yeah, he's thinking with the wrong head. Thinking with the wrong head.
Sorry, I did put in there. Did it not show? Oh, it did. Yeah, it's just another form of like a way to pay somebody, basically. It's just another
Right.
form, but it's through a bank, basically.
Yeah.
YouTube Daddy is a pizza ship.
YouTube Daddy is my biatch.
I'll be your huckleberry.
Be your huckleberry. YouTube Daddy wants to be your huckleberry, Pedaltown. Come here, baby. All right, and play.
Jason worn a wire. I sat there and I was trying to say, oh, Jason didn't know about the murder. We never talked about murder. He talked about blackmail. Maybe he thought it was blackmail. I didn't admit he was involved until I was told he admitted he was involved. If I'm willing to take the blame and go down after someone tells me they wore a wire on me, and I stated right then and there on that tape, I figured it'd be life without parole.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't know prior to Jason's arrest that he had told the police about what had gone on, about your involvement?
The police told me, and I figured out within 5 minutes. At first, I thought when they said he told all, that's what I assumed. I assumed that he'd had a moral dilemma and gone in and told the cops everything that happened. Within 5 minutes, they ended up informing me that he basically was saying it was just me and I tricked him. At that point, I figured out I needed to backpedal because I'd said a couple things up to there that would incriminate him. And that basically, since he hadn't incriminated himself, I was going to try to take the blame.
Okay. And in your interview with the police, you told them that basically Jason came to you with the idea, and then you came up with the different plans and different ideas
Again,
on how to do it.
I had to take responsibility at that point. It was either
I'm sorry.
I take the blame or everybody goes down for serious.
Moral dilemma. Moral dilemma. No, the kid played you, and now you took the hang up for it. What do you think? He was stupid? Nope. You're the stupid one.
Yeah, no joke. And
This is absolute moral dilemma.
bad Dozier, like I always say, a good silly sleeps on his belly. I probably shouldn't say that. I can get in trouble for that.
It happens. Actually, your mom says that now.
Yeah, I used to say that at the other facility, not the federal facility, but when I lived in Indiana, I used to say it all the time to the inmates. They'd be like, good silly sleeps on his belly. And they were like, you're gross. I'm like, I'm saying the truth. I'm going to put you in there with a big bubble.
Big
Right.
bubble.
You're good. I think it's actually a U.S. thing. I think it's like only a U.S.
I
thing.
think
I
it
don't know.
is. Yeah, I think it
Don't quote
is.
me on that, but
Because I have it through my bank.
Yeah, I think it's only U.S. banks. You good?
Big Bubba. He's a good guy, but you don't
Well-
want to mess with him.
No. He'll wash your back for you in the shower.
Lotion it too, from what I hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one had morals out. Well, Paddletown, didn't you hear a couple days ago? It's fine because he never finished. Gross.
I mean, yeah, she's just making her rounds at this point. I mean, this girl's gone out with everybody in the town. There's 2,000 people.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to get Jason on Monday, Brian on Tuesday.
Her
Billy
whole
Joel.
month is full.
Yeah.
Billy Joel.
She's like, I got to pencil you guys in. And then you can give
What
me
time?
your-
Sorry. 4 o'clock on Thursday. I'm booked. Oh, God. You better hit play.
Time. I mean, as far as I know, Jason even said to the cops in his ride with them that I'd probably take the blame, that I'd probably take more responsibility than I should. You know, it was the plan. The plan was for me to take the fall.
And in your interviews, though, you're describing how you commit the crime. You tell the police about Jason's involvement in there, don't you? About him driving.
He'd already admitted his involvement by that point. When I first was arrested and he hadn't admitted his involvement, I tried to take the blame. I tried to say that there was a possibility that he had no idea that Rachelle was going to be murdered, that we had never mentioned it. That is what I said to the cops. Once I found out he'd admitted, okay, he knew about it, then, okay, I was willing to admit he knew about it. And when he had said Rachelle was involved, and then later Rachelle ends up being questioned, okay, I was willing to admit she was involved. But until each one incriminated themselves, to the extent they incriminated themselves or the other one, I was not willing to add to the blame.
So you're saying that when you were interviewed by the troopers that Rachelle had already incriminated herself?
Jason, when they came in and told me that, okay, Jason said Rachelle's involved, I assumed at that point, okay, she's going to be arrested. So I was like, okay, that's what he told me.
And at that point, though, you never told them anything about Rachelle saying, call it all off.
First of all, I wasn't questioned extensively on that issue. I was questioned about how I murdered Rachelle. I was questioned on, did she directly tell you to do this? That's what I was asked. After that, I wasn't asked much of anything else. There didn't seem to be much interest in questioning me about anything else. And by the time I was interested in talking and read the reports, I wasn't, I had a lawyer by that time, I had figured out that it wasn't a good thing to say whatever in the world to the cops.
So you didn't think it was a good thing to tell the police that Rachelle had supposedly told Jason to call it all off?
In all honesty, I really, even now, don't trust the police. I don't trust that what's being sought is the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, I'm not willing to talk to someone I don't trust.
Okay. Yeah, how long have you known Rachelle? When did you first?
Since 2003, probably early 2003.
Okay. It wasn't early 2002 then?
I don't think so. It might have been, but I didn't get back to the island until 2002.
Okay. In your letter to your mother, parents, in December of 2004, you've known her. You said that you've known about her known her for 2.5 years.
As I said, I'm not totally certain exactly how long I knew her. Everything is very ballpark. Dates, I need independent confirmation, figure out, okay, this is this date, this is that date, because this happened on this date. If it's not really important to me, if it's not a vital thing, I don't pay attention to the dates. It was just, okay, I met her. At that point, she wasn't someone I even looked at. Very young kid. I was nervous enough about being around her boyfriend, let alone her.
Okay. Now, you said you had a business partner that you were waiting for money from. Who was the partner?
Alan Hudson.
Okay. The photos that Ms. Waterman sent you, Did you ask for them, or did she just send them to you voluntarily?
I asked for them.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
May I add just a little bit of redirect, Your Honor?
New area?
No, it's not in a new area. It was covered on redirect based upon the attempted impeachment.
Go ahead.
When you did sit down and talk with Trooper McPherson and Trooper Claus on Friday the 19th, right?
Yes.
That was started about 2 in the
Well, I know I talked to them. It's like I said originally on Friday. I can't say I know the day. I know I talked to them in a conversation. If you bring up what I said in it, I'll know whether or not I said it.
Didn't you say actually that, didn't you tell them at that time Rachelle had not spoken to you about this?
Yes, which that's just the way it was. I was talking to Jason, so.
And didn't you say that Rachelle actually never gave the order to do this?
Yes, it's. I just said it seemed to me that was what they were interested in. That seemed to be the focus. You know, I was asked, I think, 2 or 3 times. And did she tell me? Did she order me? That seemed to be the focus of the questioning, and so I just answered the way it was, which was no. I talked to Jason.
Okay, and didn't you say that she was not involved in the planning?
No, she was never there. Yeah, I didn't, at that point, I said she wasn't involved in the planning. I mean, she was never present during the planning. There was never any discussion of, oh, let's see what Rachelle wants. We discussed it on the boat. We discussed it in his vehicle. If we came up with a plan, the decision was made there.
And when you say we, that's you and Jason?
Yes.
Okay. And just a few more follow-up questions. Did the police ever ask you, did Rachelle ever tell you to call it off?
No, I wasn't questioned really about Rachelle. I was questioned to a certain extent about Jason. I was questioned about whether or not she told me to do it. You know, I answered what I was asked.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions.
May Mr. Radel be released?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Hamilton,
Yes, Judge.
we'll go ahead and disconnect and release Mr. Radel. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this seems like a good time for a break. Please remember the admonition. Don't discuss the case even with one another. Don't have contact with the parties, the witnesses, or others. Keep an open mind. And we'll reconvene in just about 10 minutes, just at 10 o'clock. If you could stand by for just a moment, Mr. Radel. And if counsel and Ms. Waterman could stand by?
May I be heard about this?
Yes,
exhibit, Your
that's
Honor?
why I asked you to stand by.
Thank you.
You've moved to admit an exhibit you created. Your response to that motion, Mr. West, I've indicated that it can be used as demonstrative evidence, just as, by example, your PowerPoint presentation at the commencement of trial.
I would object to it. I mean, it's if it was like a map and he was trying to show a little bit, but I would be objecting. It's mostly just him writing down what some of the testimony was or summary of what the testimony is. And I think if they want to review it, they can listen to the tape of the testimony rather than admitting this indefinitely.
I think it's a helpful summation and a timeline, and I couldn't have Mr. Radel do it because he's in handcuffs and leg irons. If he wasn't, then I could have asked Mr. Radel to come down, please do this, and it would have been in his own handwriting. But given the way that everything was set up, it was just easier for me to do it and ask him, is this accurate? Is this accurate? Is there anything we should add? And that's why I kept asking him, can I put that? Well, does this reflect what you remember? Is there anything you want to add? Is there anything you want to take away? Is there anything you want to change? And he said no, and I gave him plenty of opportunities. And I think given the fact that he was in shackles and given the fact that the way that was set up, it would have been very difficult to have him be doing that. And so for that reason, I would ask that the court allow me to introduce that, in essence, as a summation of his testimony, because if he had written it, I think it would have been admissible.
Right, thank you. As I indicated before, you may certainly refer to this document as during, by example, closing as a piece of demonstrative evidence. But it's clearly a document that you created using words you chose out of thousands of words spoken by Mr. Radel. And I think it's a very slippery slope when we start to have one side or the other start to create, as you put it, timelines or summaries of testimony that's being presented. In the same way, I would not allow Mr. West to, by example, have Sergeant McFerrin go up and write down his favorite dates and the information that he thought would be important in terms of a timeline. Again, it can be used for demonstrative evidence, much like PowerPoint presentations and other demonstrative evidence at the beginning and close of trial, but not as a substantive piece of evidence.
As long as my motion for admission is noted and that it is not deemed in any way to be waived, I understand the court's ruling.
It is.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Off record.
Well, he did have. I was going back and looking. He does have leg shackles on. They're really, really hard to see, but he does have leg.
Yeah, I didn't see them. I was like, why is he walking like that?
Yeah, no, he does have them on. Yes, Dada, if you want to know about carrots that Frank is talking about, that's because on what was it, Monday?
Yeah, I think so.
I had a lovely inmate say, "Hey, look," and there was a orange spork up her ass, and then proceeded to shove it in more, where we had to take her to the hospital. So that was my Monday. But we say carrot because when I first looked, I was like, "Why do you have a carrot in your ass?" Like, that's not a carrot.
Like also, like, where would she get a carrot? Like a full-size carrot?
Yeah, she wouldn't have a full-sized one.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Why did you do
I was
that?
trying to say in chat to tell her lawyer to put a spork in it, but YouTube wouldn't let me say that.
I'm gonna let you talk for just a second. I gotta back out and then come back in because my StreamYard's screwing up.
Okay.
Abby. BRB.
Who's tiny? Buttletown, you said she's tiny. It's like when you have a turtle. Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah. Yes. That's why I don't use my first name. Uh-huh. It's me, Jessica. Half of folks walk like that on shower day. Oh, see you later, Heidel. Thanks for hanging out. Google buttered carrot cake. Buttered carrot joke. Buttered. I don't know why I thought it said cake. I'm so tired, guys.
Same thing.
Remember the
StreamYard.
Why are the sporks orange?
So you can see when they shove it up their ass.
Well, also I bet it's probably because it's a harder thing to hide because it's a bright color.
Probably. I don't know.
Flash fan is a tiny mango. That's kind of cute. All right.
He's a muffin and a tiny mango. Look at you go, boo-boo.
He's a muffin mango. Aww.
Aww. Adorable.
Best movie line ever. Which one? Tiny mango?
Jessica.
Oh, yeah. It's me.
Don't tell me what to do.
Quit it. Don't tell me how to live my life.
Hold on. There was one more chat I had to get to. It's way up here.
Flash fan, don't make us have you come on and read as if you were a woman.
Because
that was the best day of my life.
What are you trying to say?
Oh, 100%, whoever.
100% don't talk
Never
to us.
talk to the cops. Yeah.
100%.
Basically, just ignore Carmen, basically.
Just act like I don't exist. Just be like, what? What is that over there? And then ask for a lawyer.
Oh, Gabby,
Um,
gosh. You want to go down that road? Sure. Beep, beep, mother beeper.
Oh boy.
Let's do
This
this.
is Lee Edwards. Don't ask me who that is, because
Well, does
I
it
didn't.
say on the thing?
It does, but I already got it pulled up.
Oh, okay.
Bye, Brad.
See you later, Bri.
Have a good
Go
rest of
save
your
some
night.
lives.
Yeah. Do that CPR.
What's
Oh.
my secret?
Ooh.
Tell me my own secret, and I'll tell you if it's true.
I know your secrets. Anyways, we're gonna get to this guy. It's only like 8 minutes long, and then we're gonna get to it's me, Jessica.
Is it really? The next up is Jessica?
Yeah, not this is Lee Edwards, and then this is only like 8 minutes long, and then the next one's Jessica.
Oh, nice. She likes fat fraps. Actually, no, I don't even like fraps.
This because you're freaking weird. Oh, like fraps because Uncle Boston.
No, we have fraps up here.
The frappe.
No, it's not a frappe. You say that kind of. Never mind.
Iron press play.
Name and last name.
It's Lee, L-E-E, Edwards, E-D-W-A-R-D-S.
And where do you live?
I live in Hollis, Alaska.
How long you lived in Hollis?
I've been there about 3 years.
Okay. And what kind of work do you do?
I'm retired at the time.
Okay. What kind of work did you do before you retired?
I was a saw filer.
Okay. And do you have a residence in Hollis?
Yes, sir, I do.
And what kind of house is it that you have?
It's an under construction house.
Okay. How many bedrooms?
I have 3 bedrooms.
Okay. And there's a bath in it?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And heat it, how did you heat it?
That's mostly with wood stove, and I do have a monitor heater, but oil's so expensive you can't really, so.
Okay. Do you know Brian Radel?
Yes, sir, I do.
And how did you meet him?
I met him, he was at a residence, there was some people that I know a few years back, and he had a business, which was a Dark Wolf computer.
Okay. That was the name of it?
Yeah, Dark Wolf Computer Service.
And that was in Craig?
Yes.
And after the business closed, did he move in with you?
My son sent me a computer, and I was looking for somebody to help me set it up. And so I went down looking for him, and he was living on an old boat. He'd lost his business
Okay.
through some bad deals, I guess.
So what did you do?
Well, the way I was raised, when you meet somebody that doesn't have a coat, doesn't have any shoes, and you're supposed to help them if you can, and this guy was November, there's a little snow on the ground. He's in a pair of flip-flops walking around down on the dock down there and no coat. So I bought him a coat, got him some shoes, and I was putting a water system in, so I told him if he'd come out and help me that I would give him $100.
Okay. So did he come out?
He came out to my house. I took him out there.
Okay. And then what happened?
Well, I had a buddy that's an engineer, and he needed a website made, and so Brian was going to make him a website. He set up my computer, and he said he'd pay Brian. In fact, he did pay him. He gave him $800 and to make a website, and I'm going to help him get back on his feet if I could,
Okay.
So that's how.
Okay. And how long did he stay at your house for?
He was there probably 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. So do you remember what part of November it was that he moved over there?
It was just, no, I don't. It was just November. It was in November, I know.
Okay. And it was 2 or 3 weeks before he moved out?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you know Jason Arendt?
I met Jason through Brian. He came out, he said he had a friend and he wanted to know if he could come out and see him, and he came out. He was out at my house twice. That's the only time I ever met Jason.
Did you used to spend a lot of time in your house, or did you used to go out and do other things outside a lot?
Oh, yeah, we were working. I was putting in the water system, and the tank was bulky and everything, you know, so he was helping me.
But you generally stayed around the house?
Most of the time,
Okay. And did you have a vehicle?
yes.
Did Brian have a vehicle?
No,
But Jason did.
Jason did.
And you remember seeing him over there a couple of times, and what did he and Brian do when they were there?
They're young people, you know, they just talked, and I didn't pay much attention to it. They're all talking about computers, which I know little about.
Okay. Do you remember hearing any discussions at all about plot to kill anybody?
I never heard them talk about killing anybody, no.
All right. Now, the weekend do you remember when the burnt van was found?
Yes, I do.
That weekend before all that occurred, were you home during that weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, the Saturday that all that occurred, you were home that afternoon and evening?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember Jason coming over that afternoon?
Yes, he did. He came over, and then he left and went home, and I didn't think anything about it.
Okay. Did Brian stay there?
Yeah, Brian stayed there. As
Okay.
far as I knew, that was another thing. The bedroom that I have has a door in the back, which I later found out that I thought he went to bed, and I guess he went out the back door.
Okay. Did you notice anything unusual they did that Saturday?
I didn't see anything unusual. They went to town, and they bought a bottle of wine. He came back. He didn't drink much, really. You know.
Okay.
He came back.
Did you see if they had bought anything else other than the wine?
I didn't notice anything else. They just, you know, they went to town, and they liked to talk. And
All right. Did when Mr. Radel moved into your house, how long was his hair?
oh, it was bushy. He needed a haircut.
On that Saturday, did you see him removing any of his hair?
I didn't see it, but they came and asked me. Aaron was there, and he came and asked me if they could borrow my hair clippers because I had a set of hair clippers. So they took it in there, and pretty soon he come out and he was bald as a billiard, you know.
Okay. And do you remember about what time it was you went to bed that night?
I was probably 10 o'clock,
Okay.
10, 11.
And did anything wake you up during the night?
I sleep very well. When I go to sleep, I'm asleep.
Okay. And you didn't hear them leaving or
I didn't hear a thing.
or them coming back in the morning or anything like that? Okay. Did you notice, did you have a 5-gallon gas jug?
Yes, sir, I did.
And was it full?
Yes, sir. It was out by the porch. I always keep it out there because there isn't a gas station for 22 miles, and you know, you get out there and running around, and sometimes you need a little extra gas.
Okay. And what'd you find out about the gas thing afterwards?
Well, we were looking for the gas can out there, and it was gone. So I asked Radel about it, and he said that Jason had come out, and they had. He didn't know if he had enough gas to get back to town, so he let him take my gas can, and he was supposed to bring it back. He said, "Oh, he'll bring it back."
Okay. And have you ever gotten it back?
No, sir, I haven't.
Okay. Are you a light sleeper, or would you say you're a sound sleeper?
I'm a sound sleeper.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rand left your house prior to him being arrested, is that right?
I didn't know he'd been gone.
Okay. And during that week after that, the troopers came in and searched your residence several times, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I think that's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination, sir?
You know Rachelle Waterman?
I've never met Rachelle Waterman.
During the time that Mr. Radel was staying at your house, did you ever see Rachelle Waterman come out to your house?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay, no questions.
Any redirect?
No, ma'am.
May Mr.
Alrighty then. That was
So what was he like, his dad or his uncle or a neighbor or something?
I
Oh,
don't
he was
know.
staying at his house?
I think he was staying. That's the dude that he was staying at his house. But yeah, like they were saying, the real crime here was stealing the gas can. Those things are expensive.
Yeah, that was the only one real crime here.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, God.
I rest my case. Next up is the Alaska State Forensic DNA Analyst. It's me, Jessica. Cohen. She takes his stand in this trial. English. Didn't need it in another language, YouTube. Was he just a good Samaritan? Hold on. Let me go back real quick.
Well, because the 2-hour one, AJ wants to be separate.
No, I know.
So
I'm
just gonna do that.
trying to answer. Lee Edwards, who let Brian Radel live in his home, takes a stand. So yeah, that's the
Yeah.
yeah.
I never realized how expensive gas cans were until Milton. What does it say? Until Milton hit last year? What's that mean?
Hurricane.
Oh. Shows you how much I know about the weather. I just go outside and I go, well, sugar. Gotta change my shoes.
Sugar, sugar.
Well, I actually don't say sugar, but, you know, trying to censor myself.
Ew, why?
I don't know.
Gross.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
Hold on, I have to go call my Chinese contact. I'll be right back. Washington said I'm a secret worker for the Chinese people.
Apparently, I'm a pole dancer.
No, I thought you worked for Santa Claus, and I was like, I can't believe you work for Santa Claus and you never told me. Kind of rude.
The only time I would get money as a pole dancer is they would pay me to get off of the stage. They would be like, please leave.
And scene.
Yeah, I have no rhythm whatsoever. So, anyways, yeah, this is the whatever I call her, state forensic DNA analyst.
Hopefully she actually talks about DNA, not like the fingerprint expert.
Yeah, hopefully she's not like the fingerprint expert that's just sitting there finger banging the evidence envelope without any gloves on.
That had no evidence in it.
Yeah, had no evidence in it. But if it did, well, now all your fingerprints are on it, you dummy.
Unbelievable.
All right, let's keep going.
Thank you. State your full name and spell your first name and your last name.
Jessica Cohen, JESSICA COHEN.
And how are you employed?
I work for the State of Alaska Crime Lab.
And what's your job there?
I am a forensic DNA analyst.
And how long have you been working there?
6 years.
Excuse me. And what's your educational background?
I have a degree in molecular biology from the University of California, Santa Cruz. And I'm currently working on a master's program through the University of Central Florida in specialized chemistry. It emphasizes forensic DNA.
Okay. And any specific training dealing with DNA, particularly?
When you first start at the crime lab, we always go through a training period. For me, it lasted a year, and that included working minimum number of samples, casework-like samples, just on-the-job training. And that was also supplemented by attending a number of conferences, included a week-long school at the FBI dealing with the markers that we're currently using, as well as continual annual training in statistics or biological analysis.
Okay. Now, what kind of experience have you had in dealing with DNA analysis?
Well, I've been working in the section for 5 years now. A year of that was included the training, and I've been primarily working casework since.
Okay. And is your work almost exclusively DNA analysis?
That's the only thing that I'm currently working casework on, and what that involves is running biological samples to generate a genetic profile or a description of a person at the molecular level to determine if somebody can be excluded from a particular source.
Okay.
I also do peer reviews. We generate reports, and then each piece of data that's generated is reviewed by a second analyst.
And does the DNA analysis include something called a population analysis?
When we generate a match or when we fail to exclude somebody as a source of a particular stain, then we'll generate statistics or numbers to assess the significance of that match to determine how rare or how common a particular profile is.
Okay. And your training included that particular area as well?
Yes, it did.
All right. Now, have you testified before as an expert in DNA analysis?
Yes, I have.
Approximately how many times do you think you've testified?
Approximately 16 for trial.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, I'd like the court to recognize Ms. Cohen as an expert on DNA forensic analysis.
Did you, what, Your?
No objection, Your Honor.
So noted.
Okay. What's DNA used for generally? Or can you give some examples of what's DNA used for?
Well, DNA in the forensic concept is, as I mentioned earlier, to determine if somebody may be excluded as a source of DNA in a particular stain. So in my section, we typically receive two types of samples. Those are question samples or forensic samples, unknown samples. And we also receive known samples from individuals that may or may not be involved in the particular case. And it's my job to generate that profile, do the comparison, issue a report.
And is DNA used in other areas other than forensic?
Yes, it is. And we've got clinical aspects, mass disaster identification, genetics. Typically the same technology is used with all of those.
Okay. And now I'm going to show you several objects and ask if you've done. I'm going to show you several items and ask about these. Plaintiff's Exhibit 44 asks if you can identify that.
Yes, this is a flashlight identified by my signature as item number 401.
Did you do any tests on this?
Yes, I did.
What did you do a test on for?
I swabbed the ridge detail on the top of the flashlight here, as well as the on-off switch.
Okay. And why did you do those particular areas?
DNA is found in just about every cell of the body. And typically with skin cells, it can be sloughed off just by contact. And for this particular case, there's a rough surface on the on-off switch, and I thought that might be a good surface for DNA collection.
Did Ms. Denning provide some samples from that you'd gotten off there too?
Yes, she did.
Okay, did you use those?
I did as well.
Okay. So you checked those areas for DNA?
Yes, I also worked two items that Kristen isolated, item 401.1 and 401.2, which were one from side A and one from the base.
And then Plaintiff's Exhibit 8, can you identify that?
This is item number 49, described as a glove fingertip.
Okay. What'd you do with that?
I, again, swabbed the entire, what was remaining in here. There was also a swab that was isolated by Dale Bivens. It's a small sample, so I wanted to maximize the opportunity to collect DNA.
All right. So did you do a DNA analysis of those items?
Samples from those items, yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you is that the only step you need, or do you need something to compare?
I'll need something to compare it with, yeah. So those are my question samples. Those are the unknowns. I don't know who might have contributed DNA to either of those.
I'll show you Marcus Plains Exhibit 56 to identify the count.
It's a box described as blood, 2 tubes.
Okay. Did you use that?
I did not use this sample.
You did.
Typically, our evidence section will receive the dried blood, and that's either in a collection kit or, in this instance, separate from it, and they will dry it for us and retain it.
So they got it from some of this. Can you tell? Okay.
I won't be able to tell if this is what they dried the blood from.
Okay. All right. But somebody brought some blood sample over to provide you with the sample to use.
Yes, I did have a blood sample that was from the medical examiner's office.
From Ms. Waterman.
Yes.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 58. You identify that.
This is a known buccal from Carl Waterman. Item is 215, and that's a known DNA sample collected from the inside of the cheek.
And what's a buccal?
Yeah, buccal cells are the cells that are lining the inside of the mouth.
And the swab looks like what?
Well, sometimes there's 2 types of swabs. It's typically like a Q-tip swab, and that works fine. We also have special swabs that have a serrated edge on them that make it easier, like a toothbrush, for scraping the inside of the mouth.
Okay. Plaintiff's Exhibit 39. You identify that.
This is item number 101, is a known buccal swab from Jason Arendt.
Okay. And Plaintiff's Exhibit 49.
Item number 420 that I analyzed is a known buccal swab from Brian Radel.
Okay. And were these the things you compared the other 2 items to?
Yes, I did.
Now, did you get DNA samples from all those items that you just testified about?
From all of those items, I was able to recover some DNA, yes.
Need to mark these. What's the next 2 numbers on the exhibit list? 315. Okay. And 316. I'll show you with marked identifications. Plaintiff's Exhibit 315. And ask if you can identify those.
Yes, I can. It's the summary results of the data that I have. It's typically the last page of our reports.
Okay. Now, you analyzed some other items too that I haven't asked you about, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, what I'm looking at is here, which is listed as 49D849. And what was that?
Those were the swabs that were isolated by Dale Bivens from the glove tip, fingertip.
Okay.
There were 2 samples and 1 entire swab that I sampled. I added to that.
And then this next group down here, what was this area here? What's this one?
Those are the samples from the flash.
What the heck is that noise in the background? It sounds like a monkey screeching. Am I the only one that hears that? Am I just going crazy? It's possible.
Flashlight. There was 1 item additional swab I added from the on-off switch and the ridge detail on top of the flashlight, and 2 samples that were isolated by Kristen Denning.
And then the bottom group here, what are those, that group there?
Those are all the known samples that were provided for this case for comparison.
Does it come out similar to this? Is that the record you get coming out of the test results? There are these. numbers?
Well, the numbers correspond to the particular variations at each of the locations. So when I do my comparison, I'd go from at each location. So atop the cross here is the markers that we're looking at. And for forensics, we're not testing the entire DNA molecule. We're only interested in certain locations along that molecule. And these locations have a tendency to vary between people, and that's how they are probative or of value. That's what enables us to individualize.
Okay. Now, the glove tip, were you able to determine anything from the glove tip?
There was DNA from more than one source that was detected, and there was DNA from a male source that was detected. But there was no other conclusions reported for that because there was insufficient amount of DNA. So I can draw your attention to the notes section here. The dashes then correspond to information that's below our threshold and not used for conclusions.
Okay. So these you don't have sufficient data for.
Right. So there's insufficient information there for me to determine who contributed DNA to the sample.
Okay, so you couldn't make any conclusion as to the fingertip.
That's correct.
Okay. What about the different areas of the flashlight that you used?
On the top row here, you'll notice again there's DNA from more than one source, and I know that because there's more than two numbers at any one location. So the two numbers would correspond to receiving half the information from your mother and half the information from your father. So I don't expect to see more than two numbers, as in the known samples, at any of the one locations. But when I have more than, say for example at this first marker, more than two pieces of information, then I know that there's multiple people contributed DNA to that sample.
Okay.
And in this particular sample, there's 6 numbers. So I know that there's at least 3 people that contributed information to this sample.
Can you say anything more about it other than that?
Again, there's at least a DNA from one male source. But in this instance, because there's so much information here, again, I can't say who contributed DNA to this particular sample.
Then from side A, the flashlight, could you determine anything about this?
This appears to be a single source sample because there's only not more than 2 markers at any one location. And the genetic typing results failed to exclude Brian Radel.
Okay.
So when I do the comparison, and I look at everybody's known at each of those locations to determine if they could be excluded as a source of DNA in that particular sample. And 1415, 1318 doesn't match 1718. 1718, those 2 match. 1417, they don't match. And I go along to each of the locations to determine if they can be excluded from the entire system.
Okay. Here on Brian Radel, you have, at this location, you have a blank line. What's that mean?
Again, that means that there was insufficient information. So the information that was there fell below the threshold. And
Okay, so you weren't able to do a comparison with this at that location?
that's correct. And therefore, I wouldn't be able to run any statistics or numbers at that particular location.
But the remaining, was it 15 or so locations you did?
Yes, we currently test for 15 locations, including the gender marker here.
Okay. And
1113, 1113, 811, 811, 8, just one number corresponds to receiving the same information from each parent. 1111. And you'll notice here that there's also an 11 here. So that's why we want to make sure that we're looking at all of the locations to make a conclusion from that. The next one, 1011 and 1011, 912, 912, XY. Typically, when I'm doing my comparison, I'll start at the XY because you can exclude, in theory, half the population just by looking at that one location. 1417, 1417, 1213, 1213, 89, 89, 1921, 1921.
so you couldn't exclude Mr. Radel?
I failed to exclude him.
All right. Now, the next one is listed here as sample from the base of the flashlight. What can you tell about that?
Again, DNA from more than one source was detected in the sample, and you can see that because there's 4 numbers here. And for this case, for this particular sample, I failed to exclude Lauri Waterman and Brian Radel as a source of DNA in this sample.
You can go down and do the same.
We would do the same comparison then for that, 14, 15, and again, a 14 and a 15 is present, as well as the 17, 18. Now, this location, not able to do a comparison and therefore wouldn't include that information in the statistics portion.
But it doesn't mention what.
That's correct. And at the next location, 28, 29, and 30, Ms. Waterman has a 29, 30, and Mr. Radel has a 28. 12, 19, 20, 12, 19, 20.
You say you did that all then?
Right, and I would do that same comparison there.
It matches both or either.
Both, yes.
Now, once you've done that, is your job done, or you have to do something different?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, now we have the match, but we want to assess the significance of that match. Because if everybody had the same information, then that would make that particular profile very common and not very useful in comparison. So there are two different types of numbers to generate. And so you'll notice for single source samples that the numbers are much higher versus in mixed samples.
I'll show you. It's marked as nice exhibit 316. Can you identify this?
That's a portion of the third page of a report.
Okay.
But
I'm not worried about the top one.
Okay.
These two here.
Okay.
These two are from where?
The top one is from sample 401.1 from side A of the flashlight, and this is the one in which I failed to exclude Brian Radel as a source of DNA.
What are the odds?
And the estimated frequency of that profile at each of those locations is approximately, well, we can look at the smallest number that we have, so the most common number is approximately 1 in 8 quadrillion. So if you look here, this is our 1,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, and the numbers increase from that point.
And the population of the Earth is less.
Well, it's approximately 6 billion, so this number is significantly larger than the population of the Earth.
Okay. Now then, on the base of the flashlight, what were we able to determine here?
This is the sample in which I failed to exclude 2 people as contributing DNA from this sample. So the question's a little bit different. We want to know what the estimated probability of an individual contributing DNA to this particular sample, and you'll notice that the numbers are significantly smaller. And Caucasian, the most common, is approximately 1 in 2 million.
Close to 3.
Close to 3 million, yes.
Okay. And then African Americans?
Approximately, correct. And Athabascans, 1 in approximately 5, again, 5.5 million. And the same for Inupiat, approximately 1 in 5 million. And for the Yupik population, it's approximately 1 in 39 million.
We're dealing here with Caucasians, so it would be in the area of almost 1 in 3 million.
Well, usually we're not necessarily assessing the background. DNA is not going to tell us that. But we do like to provide information from all of the population so that you can see that it doesn't matter which population that you look at, the numbers are large and pretty consistent.
So you were able to, these are the odds for both Ms. Waterman and Mr. Radel?
Well, for that particular sample, right? So we're running statistics on that forensic sample as to who could have contributed DNA to this sample. It's not who did, it's who could have.
Okay.
And so the numbers reflect that because it's considering all the possible combinations of information at that location.
Dealing with DNA from 2 sources?
Correct.
Okay. So it's 1 in. So the lowest number would be close to 1 in 3 million?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Cohen, do you have your report there with you?
Yes, I do.
You talked earlier about how you compare generally unknown or question samples with known samples, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And both of those come to you from the people that are out in the field investigating, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so they pick up the stuff at the scene and say, does it match these from the known people?
Yes, that's typically the question.
All right, and you, in this case, were provided 4 known samples, right?
Yes, that's correct.
You were provided a sample from Lauri Waterman, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And a sample from Jason Arendt,
Yes.
and a sample from Brian Radel,
Yes, that's correct.
and a sample from Carl or Doc Waterman.
Yes, that's correct.
You were not provided a sample for Rachelle Waterman, were you?
No, I was not.
You were not asked to compare any of the DNA that the investigators thought relevant with Rachelle's DNA, were you?
No, I was not.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Any redirect?
If someone's 600 miles away, would they normally leave DNA on an object?
No, not likely so.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
May Ms. Cohen be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, and watch those 2 steps as you step down.
Bye, Jessica.
Bye, Jessica.
Yeah, side eye. Thanks, Jessica.
Couldn't have done it without you.
You're fabulous. You did a terrible job explaining what you were talking about, but great job.
I didn't pay one bit of attention.
I figured.
I was doing something.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And then?
And then.
And then.
No, and then. Get bed, Jessica.
Are we doing this other one?
Did you do this? You set it up? All right, so
Thank
now
you.
Carmen has a Buy Me a Coffee website, people. Click the link to be able to help her get some new safety gear for her new job.
Yeah, I made it because
Click
I know
it.
some of you
I
guys
dare
don't.
you.
Hopefully it works. I've never used it before, but I know some of you guys don't have Zoe. And you're like, what the hell is Zoe? I know y'all asked about like Venmo and stuff. I can't use Venmo. I'm not allowed. Is it
Yeah, this
Pokemon?
is the same thing. It's basically you go to the website. If you've never used it, you click the link, you go to the website, and then, you can send a donation. It's the same exact thing as sending a super chat or super sticker, but it's through Buy Me a Coffee.
Yeah, I know a lot of streamers use it.
Yeah, they do. A lot of them use this one. I know Shinny uses this website.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Shoot. I forgot what I was doing.
Flash man.
Better watch yourself, bud.
Oh, that's hilarious. Well, I mean, you need a
Chicken,
little
ice
bit of,
cream.
I don't know, maybe baby powder to slide down the pole. You don't want any chafing. Chafing's bad.
Oh, it is a workout. Those people are freaking strong. Damn.
Oh, pole dancing? Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Those people
You have to have like a serious,
core.
strong core. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't. Gonna put that
Car's
out
like,
there.
I don't. I'm sorry. It's just not happening for me.
It's not happening. No.
I could get you a job at like a daytime one, but the girls there aren't that pretty.
We had one in like my hometown. I'm not joking. One dancer came up and was like 8 months pregnant. And then the next dancer came up and was missing an arm. I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, daytime Daytime
dancing. That's what was happening.
daytime dancing. That's what it's all about right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I prefer staying home on my couch. I don't prefer yoga or any of that. I just prefer doing nothing. Would be nice.
Thanks, guys. I really
See?
appreciate it. It's working. Thank you guys so much. I
Well,
appreciate it.
shout it out. Does it let you know who sent them?
Yeah, thank you, Side Eye and Brad Bear. Thank you guys so
Aw.
much.
Awesome.
I really appreciate that. That helps out
There
a
you
lot.
go. And then I'll send you the Square link too, because that's another one that it goes directly to your bank account. You can set it up. I don't know about the Buy Me a Coffee one. I just know that a lot of YouTubers use that website. But the Square is another one just like Venmo. But Square, you can set it up where it automatically deposits, like direct deposits into your bank account.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'll send you that link too, because that's a
Yeah.
good one to use as well.
Yes, go ahead and send it to me. I'm still
I
trying to
can't
figure it
do splits. My balls come out my shorts and say hello. That does happen to people who have balls. I mean, how short are the shorts? Maybe you need
Daisy
longer
Dukes.
shorts. Try basketball shorts, not jogger shorts.
Yeah. I know you like to run around in your Daisy Dukes, but
Yeah, you
also
can't
don't
run
look-
around in your hoochie daddy shorts. All right, just it's not a good look.
was it her right arm? It might have been.
Oh my god, I didn't mean. I'm sorry. Oh, that's hilarious.
Maybe that's. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm pressing play.
Yes, that's what I mean. Jogger shorts. They have the little split up the side a little bit. They're like super short.
Oh yeah.
Keep the balls in the shorts. Yeah, you gotta have basketball shorts. They're a little longer there, buddy.
Keep the balls in the shorts. So there's several people in this. I looked because I thought she wanted us to stop, and she was like, "Well, if you want to do one more, sure."
Well, I know that there was the one that was 2 hours. She said to
That's
stop
why-
at that one.
Yeah, she wants us to get through this one so she can start that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is like an hour and 13 minutes, but it's I don't know what it is. Don't ask me.
It's like whatever.
All right, let's press play. I'm gonna go off camera when my food gets here so I can scarf that down real quick, and then I'll be right back.
Do you, boo boo?
Ooh.
State your full name and spell your first name and last name.
Kelly Brandon Carlson, KELLYCARLSON.
And where do you live?
Ketchikan,
And how long have you lived in Ketchikan?
since June.
And prior to that, where did you live?
Point Baker.
And how long did you live in Point Baker?
I've lived in Point Baker most of my life, but I did live in Thorn Bay for 3 years.
And when was that?
In between 2001 and 2004.
Okay. Other than that, you lived most of the rest of the time in Point Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Point Baker at?
At the northern end of Prince of Wales Island.
Okay. Very big community?
No,
Small?
about 35 people.
Okay. And is that on the road system on Prince of Wales?
No, it's the road connects at Labashire Bay about 3 miles away. You have to take a boat.
Okay. Did you know, and how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay. Do you know Rachelle Waterman?
Yes, I do.
And when did you meet her?
In 2001, I believe. No, 2002.
2002. And how'd you meet her?
We were at a school lock-in in Craig.
Okay, and what's a school lock-in?
Well, it was a youth leadership conference where they were, just kids volunteered who just wanted to, I guess, work on leadership skills.
Okay.
And
How many kids were there?
Oh, 70 maybe. I'm not sure. There were a lot. I didn't, remember everyone who was there. So.
Okay. And what do you mean by lock-in?
Well, you go into the building and they lock the doors, and you don't. It's like a overnight activity thing, and I think it lasted a day or two.
And so you met her then?
Mm-hmm.
And what grade were you in school when you met her?
I was a junior in high school.
Do you remember what grade she was?
Freshman.
Okay. Did the two of you form a relationship after that?
We exchanged email addresses and kept in contact. We were friends. I went into Craig on one occasion and we hung out in the bookstore.
Okay. Did you go on a date with her?
No.
Okay. Did you ever go up to her residence?
I have been up to her residence, and I believe I should restate something I just said. We did form a relationship, but it wasn't until maybe 3 or 4 months after we had first met.
Okay. And how'd you start doing that?
She asked me out on a date.
Okay. And did y'all go anywhere?
The pizza place, the Papa's Pizza.
In Craig?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did the two of you keep up this?
We dated for about 5 months.
Okay. And what was the reason for breaking up, or?
Well, there was a lot of stress involved. It was a long distance relationship. We would maybe see each other once or twice a month, and it was also I believe there was too large of an age difference, so I went up to Fairbanks for the summer school program for 6 weeks, and she broke up with me when I was up there.
Okay. When the two of you were together, after you broke up, did you still communicate with each other?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How often do you think you would communicate with each other?
It depended. If we would chat on the internet, and if I would see her online, we would start up conversations with each other. Or if I would go into Craig, I would make it a point to go and visit her. But as time went on, we began communicating less and less.
Okay. When you would communicate, would it be by email or instant messaging?
Emailing and instant messaging, and.
Okay. Did she ever talk to you about her mother?
Yes.
What kind of things did she tell you about her mother?
Just that she wasn't happy a lot of the time because she would say things like her mother would ground her for getting bad grades in school, and she could be condescending sometimes.
Okay. What about eating? Did she say anything about her mother and eating?
Yes, she did. She said that her mother had put her on a diet where she was still allowed 3 meals a day, but she wasn't allowed just to go get snacks and things like that out of the refrigerator, the cupboards, and this.
Okay. Would she complain about her mother not feeding her?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about any physical?
I do remember at one point, I don't remember exactly what was said, but Rachelle had said to me that her mother had pushed her, and I can't remember if she said she tried to push her down the stairs. I'm not sure if she said that or not, but I believe that she did.
Okay. Did she say anything to you about, ask you for any help on this?
No.
Okay. Did you volunteer any?
No.
Okay.
Well, what do you mean by asking for help?
Did she ever ask you, could you tell someone for me or report it or anything like
No.
that? Did you volunteer or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Did you have much communication with her in the fall of 2004, September, October, November?
Not really. I had moved up to Port Protection, where I was going to, or at the Point Baker, and I was doing my last year of high school in Port Protection, and we would maybe every week or two we might talk with each other. I would only have internet access during the school day, and which time she wouldn't have internet access, so we never really had an opportunity to speak. The last time I remember talking with her was I emailed her about 2 weeks prior to the incident, and I asked her about housing in Craig, whether or not there were cheap apartments there, because I'd been planning on moving here that summer, which didn't happen.
And that was the last time you communicated? Okay, so you haven't had any communication with her since then?
She wrote me a letter 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Now, I think you said you lived in Point Baker, but you went to school in Port Protection. Where's it? How far apart are they?
It's about, again, 3 miles by boat. There is no road systems.
Okay, and that's where the school's at? Mm-hmm. Okay. Did she have an online journal?
Yes.
Did she talk to you about that one journal?
Well, she wouldn't have to talk to me about it. I was on her friend's page, and I would read it whenever anything new would be posted.
Okay. So it would automatically go to you then? Mm-hmm. Okay, when she typed it in? Okay. Do you know how long did she keep that journal for?
She had it a few months before I saw it. Then I got my own online journal, and so around a year, maybe more.
Okay.
No, I think it was definitely over a year.
Okay. And did she talk much about her life in Craig?
She wouldn't really say that many specifics other than she would go to friend's house and watch movies, or she would say something about a volleyball game or a trip somewhere.
How did she describe Craig?
Well, she didn't really talk too much about the town. Like I said, it was just mostly talking about going over to friend's house and watching movies.
Did she have another name for Craig?
She very well may have.
Okay.
It was probably a condescending name.
Does Hell, Alaska sound about?
Yeah, that sounds about right, but anyone who lives in a lot of these towns in southeast Alaska doesn't really think very highly of them, so.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination?
I have just a few. You said that Rachelle would say sometimes things to impress you,
I believe so.
and she would exaggerate a bit.
Yes.
And at the time that you were involved with her, you would have been about 18 or so, and she would have been about 15. Isn't that fairly common for 15-year-olds to do?
Yes, but we were both afraid of like statutory rape violations, and so we that was okay.
That's not what I'm talking about. Isn't it fairly common for 15-year-olds to exaggerate and maybe say something to try and impress somebody else?
I suppose so.
Okay. Was there anything about Rachelle that you saw that indicated she was anything other than a normal teenage girl?
No, not really.
Okay. No further questions.
Redirect?
None.
May Mr. Carlson be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you very much.
I didn't expect her dad to get up and shake his hand. That was virtually the only exciting part of that one. Yeah, I didn't expect her dad to get up and shake his hand. But what do I know?
Oh, Ian Lendrum, Your Honor.
Mr. Lindrum, if you could come forward and stand before the clerk of court, she'll administer the oath of a witness.
That's right. Sir, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in the case number before this court will be the truth and the whole truth?
You could have a seat here in the witness box, and there are 2 steps up.
Thank you. State your full name and spell your first name and last name.
In what order? Sorry.
State your full name and...
Ian Lendrum. IANLENDRUM.
And where do you live?
Craig, Alaska.
And how long you lived in Craig?
3-4 years.
Okay. And what grade, or how old are you?
19.
And so you're not in school anymore?
Correct.
And when did you...
2004, I graduated.
From what school?
Craig.
And are you working?
Yes.
Where do you work?
Office Pizza.
And how long you worked there?
2-3 years.
Okay. And did you know Rachelle Waterman?
Yes.
And when did you meet her?
In 2003.
And how did you meet Ms. Waterman?
Like the first time?
Yeah.
Walking home from school.
Okay. And did the two of you date for a while?
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you start dating?
According to her?
No, according to what you remember.
I don't know, it just seemed like forever.
Okay. Well, it may seem like forever, but what do you remember as to when it was?
When did you start dating? How'd you meet? When I was walking her home from school, banged her in the bushes. When did you start dating? After I banged her in the bushes.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
he looks like a hobbit, but YouTube wouldn't let me say that.
No, you can say it. Just voice it.
Yeah, well, the video was playing, so I couldn't, but I am voicing it now.
That's right. You hobbit mofo.
Side eye. And his hair is horrendous. I can just hear that in my head. It is a kind of, I don't know, it kind of looks like someone who's not named whatever his name is would have that haircut. I can't, once I pinpoint the name, I'll tell you.
Hold on one second.
Wow, she's not the town bike. She's the town boat. They've all been aboard.
There you go.
Yes, it looks like an old banker. Yeah, I knew I did, said I. Said it just like you. And his hair is horrendous.
Horrendous. All right, let's go on with the Hobbit.
Late April?
Which
maybe?
year?
No. I think it was that summer.
Which year?
2003.
2003. Okay. And how long did the relationship go on for?
About a year.
A year. Was it a continuous relationship, or did you break up and come back together again during that year time?
After the year?
During the year.
It was just straight through.
Okay. Then after the year was over, I guess that would have been the summer of 2004.
Spring.
Spring. Okay.
Just the early part of summer.
And did you? How long did you date after that?
I don't know. Can you be more specific?
All right. Did the two of you go out after the spring of 2004?
Yeah.
Okay. While the two of you were together the 1 year and stuff, was your relationship sexual as well?
Yes.
Okay. After spring of 2004, did the relationship continue to be sexual?
Not so much.
Okay. Now, when did you ever go over to the Waterman residence?
Yeah.
How often would you go over there?
At what time?
When the two of you were dating?
Once a week, I think.
Once a week?
Yeah.
Okay. And then after the two of you broke up, did you go over to the Waterman residence?
No.
Okay.
Not much until later on.
And how did you get along with Lauri Waterman?
Pretty well.
Okay. Did she have any problems with you in dating Rachelle?
Well, I'm a boy dating her teenage daughter, so I'd imagine so, but not much.
Did she like you at first?
Yeah.
Okay. Did Rachelle Waterman tell you about any injuries that her mother caused her?
Yeah.
Okay. And what did she tell you about those?
Never remember.
No, this is just somebody that she dated and probably boinked with. We won't see him until probably next week.
Yeah, I think next week is his testimony.
Yeah, we won't see the other, like accomplice, whatever you want to call it. The other one involved, we won't see him until next week. These are just people that she knew and liked to go in the bushes with.
Her mother hit her and stuff like that. I could never like really determine if it was. She had bruises from volleyball as well, so.
Okay. And what do you remember her specifically telling you?
I think she had something on her wrist, being like grabbed, but I'm not really sure.
But I mean, how did she say her mother injured her?
I think she grabbed her like this or something.
Okay.
But
anything else you remember?
There's no sign on any of the bruises that said made by Lauri Waterman or made in China, so. No.
Did she ever say anything about stairs?
Yeah, I remember the stairs.
What about that?
She said her mother pushed her down the stairs or shoved her or something.
Okay. And do you remember when the two of you were still going together then?
I don't remember when she said that to me exactly.
Okay.
To determine that.
You don't remember?
Correct.
Okay. Anything else that she told you about her mother?
No.
Okay. Did Rachelle ever tell you that she hated her mother?
I don't really recall. Remember, it was tension,
All right.
They fought, yelled at each other. Sometimes she'd be grounded. Never found out why exactly.
Did you ever tell your boss that she had told you that she hated her mother?
I don't recall.
Okay. You might have, but you don't remember. Okay.
Ask him.
She never asked you to kill her mother, though?
No.
Okay. Did you know Jason Arendt?
Yes.
And how did you know Jason Arendt?
I met him through Brian. We
Brian
played
Radel.
Halo.
And how did you know Brian Radel?
I met him at the video store and he talked about playing video games.
Which video store?
Radio Shack.
And did he have a shop at that time?
No.
Was this before or after he had a shop?
Before.
Before? Okay. And were you going out with Ms. Waterman at the time?
Yes. Well, when I met him?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So you met him before you started your relationship with Ms. Waterman. Okay. After you and Ms. Waterman began dating, did you go over to Mr. Radel's shop together?
He didn't have the shop till later.
Okay.
But yes.
All right. And you said you met Mr. Arendt through Mr. Radel, and how did that occur? You remember when that was?
Actually, I don't particularly remember when. I just remember playing Halo.
And then what's Halo?
It's a video game.
Okay. And where were you playing it at?
My house.
Your house?
Yeah.
And who came over for it?
Like typically, or?
The first time you met Mr. Arendt? Or
There might have been 4. Other times there were 16 people. So
Okay.
got kind of crowded.
But when you first met him, was he with Mr. Radel?
Like the two of them just, I don't think he was.
Okay. Then so are you saying that Mr. Arendt came over to your house without Mr. Radel and was playing Halo with you?
No.
Okay.
Typically Brian was always there.
Okay.
Except that one time. I remember one time we played, we couldn't get enough people. So.
Okay. And did you know about relationship that Ms. Waterman had with Brian Radel?
No.
No? Okay. You didn't know when you... So your relationship was from the summer of 2003 to the summer or spring of 2004? Is that right?
Yes.
Which part of the spring of 2004? Was it the later or the earlier part?
Our anniversary, according to her, was on July 5th. I never quite could give it a day, though. It just seemed like forever, so. I think it ended on July 15th.
Okay, so that would have been the summer of 2004.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, it was the summer.
And so did you know that she was going out with Mr. Radel in the spring of 2004?
No, I did not.
Or that they were engaging in sexual relations?
I did not.
Okay. And when Mr. Radel had his shop, did you go over there much with Ms. Waterman?
I went to visit her because she was working all the time, either there or at the other place.
Okay. And when you went over and visited her, what was going on when you were there visiting?
Usually they were playing D&D.
And D&D is Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah. She was a thief. Brian was a warrior. And Jason was a vampire, and I don't remember what John was.
John Wilburn?
Yeah.
Were those the ones that you were usually playing it when you went over?
Those people?
Yeah. Okay. Did you get involved in them?
I tried to.
Okay.
No.
And when did you find out that she and Mr. Arendt were dating and going out together? And
Like, when did I first hear about it?
yeah, when did you have any knowledge of it?
When John told me.
Okay, and when was that?
Maybe a week after.
Okay.
Back up first one.
Approximately what time was that? Do you remember? Summer?
In the day, or?
Was it in the summer of 2004?
Yeah, it was summer.
Okay. Before the two of you broke up?
After.
After you broke up? Okay. Did you ever talk to her about that?
Yeah, I asked her about it.
And what'd she say?
She said it wasn't true.
Okay. And did you talk to Mr. Arendt about it?
No, I did not, because I was kind of angry at him in the first place for it. The idea.
Did the two of you ever talk about his relationship with Rachelle Waterman?
As in him and I?
Yeah, you and Mr.
No.
Arendt. Huh?
No.
Okay. And did you tell Ms. Waterman what you thought of her hanging out with Mr. Arendt?
Yeah.
And what did you tell?
I didn't like
I
the
would
fact-
object, Your Honor, to him relaying what he has said to other people.
Exception?
You should object to his hair and his outfit, and also object to him being 19 and having sexual relationships with a 15-year-old. But, you know, we'll just look past that one. Just object to what you're objecting to. Oh, wanted to say hi to Grandma real quick. It is nice to see you. And whoever, yeah, it does sound as if she was trying to seek support and connection outside her family. She's trying to get deep down. But Brian said something earlier. Yeah, if I was being intimate with my partner, I can assure you the last thing on my mind would be my mother. And the very last thing that I would talk about is my mom. That's weird. To each their own, but that's weird. I will call you weird if you do that. But, you know.
I take it that the objection's based on hearsay?
Yes, I'm sorry.
And actually, I'm not trying to prove the truth of the matter asserted, so I'm not doing it in that particular round.
Well, then I don't know if there's any relevance. So why don't you go ahead with another
Okay.
question? Objection sustained.
Did Mr. Radel contact you about Ms. Waterman's relationship with Mr. Arendt?
No.
Okay.
He, in fact, denied that, too. As well as the rumors in general, but
So he never contacted you about that?
no. I just remember the rumors. I remember asking about him. He said, no, no, no.
Okay. And you never talked with Mr. Aaron about?
No, I never talked to him about it.
Okay.
I wasn't very close with him, so.
Now, the weekend that Ms. Waterman got back from the volleyball tournament, did you see her that weekend?
Yeah, I went over that Sunday right when she got home.
Okay. Had you called beforehand?
Yeah.
And when did you call? Do you remember?
3:30.
On which day?
Sunday.
Sunday. Was anybody there at that time?
I think so. I think the phone was busy, but I'm not sure.
Okay. On that Sunday, how many times did you think you called? Once or twice?
Once.
Okay.
I think she said just come on over when she got home anyway, so.
Okay. Do you remember when you were interviewed by the police a couple of days later, you said that you called twice, once about 2:30 and once about 3:30?
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And then I think you left a message on one of them.
Okay.
Do you remember telling the
I
troopers
don't
that?
really remember all that. But
Okay.
it sounds right, so.
All right. Did you go over that day?
Yeah,
About what time was it?
about 3 or whenever, like shortly after the second phone call or whatever.
Okay. And
Did I say it went through, or
I can't hear you.
did I say it went through?
Well, I can't tell you whether.
Okay.
I was just asking if you remember talking to the troopers about that. Okay. And was Lauri Waterman there?
No.
Who was there when you got there?
Show was there and Doc was there.
Nobody else. Okay. What'd you all do?
Me and her were downstairs and we watched a movie.
I couldn't hear you.
We watched a movie. Her and I watched a movie downstairs.
And how long were you there for?
The duration of the movie and like maybe one show, I think.
Okay. Do you remember about what time you left?
Not really. I just remember being really worried and stuff because it seemed like what was going on, kind of going to Papa's, being worried there, going to Little T's being worried, going back to Papa's being worried, going home being worried, hanging out with friends, being worried that night.
Okay. And worried about what?
My mother, just because it seemed really unusual, so.
She was gone?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. When you left that night so you could go to church that night?
No,
Okay. You don't remember telling the troopers that?
I never go to church.
Okay. Did you ever visit, or did Rachelle ever tell you about her website?
Which one?
How many did she have?
I gotta pause real quick. It's someone's gonna go to bed. That someone is Gabriella Cinderella. She's sleepy. So make sure you guys tell Miss Gabby good night. Gabby, thank you so much for hanging out with me and streaming with me, hanging out with everybody, especially getting everything set up and started because I was running way behind. One more thing
That's
before
okay.
you say something. John,
Hey.
Gary, thank you so much for the buy me a coffee. I really, really appreciate that. Sorry, go ahead, Gabby.
That's okay. Night night, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Good night. So, all right. Yeah, Gabby, go to the light. Go to the light. All right, let's keep going with D&D. Yes, thank you. I really, really appreciate that. Those who don't know, if anybody's new popping in here, trying to raise some money because my gear for my job with law enforcement is very, very expensive, and I need to buy a new vest, and they are not cheap. So I really appreciate it. But most importantly, I just appreciate you guys coming in here and hanging out and listening to whatever the hell this is. This whole trial is a WTF.
2, I think.
2. Okay. And what were they?
The one where she had pictures on it, and the other one was where her journal was.
Okay. And the pictures, what were they about?
It was her.
Doing?
Whatever. Poses to make herself feel better, about her insecurity.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if she tried any clothes, like some of the ones I got her. Yeah, that's about it for that
Okay.
one. The other one was her journal and,
Right.
yeah.
And the online photos, none of them were nude, right?
No.
Okay. Now the journal, did you ever talk to her about the journal?
I think I might have asked her about it. I don't remember.
Okay. I don't have any other questions for Mr. Lindrum, Your Honor.
Cross-examination?
You went over that Sunday. Was Ms. Waterman, Rachelle, distressed? You're nodding your head.
Yeah, she was.
I'm sorry. We don't do things in the courtroom.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Waving, okay.
That's all right, but we can't hear when you nod, and so that's why.
Sorry.
All right. Had you ever seen her that distressed before?
Yeah, I think I have, but not like that. Like she had to hold back. Like she looked like she was going to cry. I asked her what was wrong. And she just couldn't speak. She was just worried about things and said she had to go upstairs to make dinner for her dad. So.
Now, about a month or two before this, Brian Radel had threatened you, right?
Yes.
And essentially warned you to stay away from Rachelle.
Mm-hmm.
And you described that to the troopers as Jason sabotaging your relationship with Ms. Waterman.
Yeah, because I didn't see where it was any of his business.
Whose business would it have been?
Well, if the rumors were going towards Jason, wouldn't they be his?
All right. You described Rachelle at that time as sort of being in that rebellious stage. Remember that?
Yeah.
Is that an accurate description?
I'd say so.
When you say that rebellious stage, are you talking about just the kind of stage that 15-year-olds normally go through?
Yeah.
Was there anything about Rachelle that seemed to indicate to you that she was anything other than a normal teenager?
No.
Did she ever ask you to hurt her mom?
No.
Did she ever seem to... Now, I know there was tension. I'm not talking about tension. But based upon what she talked with you about, did she ever seem to give any indication that she hated her mom?
No.
Did it seem anything other than just normal mother-teenage-daughter problems?
Yeah, it did.
It did seem like something else?
No, it seemed like...
That's all it seemed like?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I have just one other question. You talked with the troopers on the 17th of November. That would have been Wednesday of that week, right?
Okay.
I think the first time. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, I woke up, ran down the stairs, ran up the stairs, put a shirt on, ran back down the stairs, off to the coffee. Yeah.
So it was early in the morning?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was about 10. I slept in.
Okay. And the troopers had asked, what the rumors were and all that, and part of their investigation, right?
Yeah.
And at that point, one of the rumors going around was that Rachelle's ex-boyfriend had already been arrested, right?
Yeah.
And actually, did you find out that that wasn't the case, that there had been no arrests made?
Oh. I don't really remember what I thought about that exactly.
Okay.
There were so many things going around, so.
Just common rumor mill on Prince of Wales.
It's a small town, so.
Small town. All right. Which one's? Okay, thank you. No further questions.
Any redirect?
Yeah. Now, when I asked you a question, I asked you if Mr. Radel ever talked to you about Ms. Waterman and Mr. Aaron, and you said you testified no. Do you remember saying that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Did Mr. Radel ever talk to you about Mr. Aaron and Ms. Waterman?
He never said anything directly. I'm hearing through things through John.
Okay.
He was telling me things.
So it was John who was telling you things?
Yeah.
Okay, not Mr. Radel?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any other questions then, Your Honor.
Can this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Watch those 2 steps. Step down.
Thank you. State your full name and spell your first name and your last name.
Katrina Nelson, Katrinanelson.
And where do you live?
Craig,
And how long you lived in Craig?
my whole life.
And how old are you?
17.
And are you in school?
Yes.
What grade?
Senior,
What school?
Craig High School.
Okay. And who are your parents?
Tina and David Nelson.
And do you know Rachelle Waterman?
Yes.
And how long have you known her?
Since elementary school.
Preschool? Okay.
Yeah.
So the two of you were in the same class together?
Yeah.
All right. Through basically the whole till last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. But could she pass as Brian Radel's sister? I don't mean that in a mean way. But Mhm. Oh yeah, I totally forgot that I put a poll up. It was 100% no, we will not see somebody testify for her own age. I guess I should have specified and been like, oh, will we see a male testify for her own age? Yes, that is Brian Radel in drag. He straightened his hair. He had a big bubba in his gel cell straightening his hair. Her face is like, eh.
In the fall of 2004, were you on the volleyball team?
Yes.
And how long had you been on the? Was that the first time you've been on the volleyball team, or had you been?
No, I've played volleyball since 6th grade.
6th grade. Okay. And was Ms. Waterman on the team, the same team as you were the
Yes.
whole time? And were you friends with Ms. Waterman?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good friends, or?
Not real good friends.
Okay. Did you go over to her house very much?
No.
Okay. Did she come over to your house very much?
No.
Okay. So it was just school friend?
Yeah.
Did she ever tell you about a Jason Arendt?
No.
Never talked to you about it? Okay. Or a Brian Radel?
Nope.
Okay. Did she ever talk to you about problems she was having at home?
Nope.
Now, in November of 2004, did you go to Anchorage?
Yes.
And what was the reason for going to Anchorage?
A volleyball state.
Okay. The team was going to the tournament?
Yeah.
And do you remember when it was you left Craig?
Not exactly.
Okay. About Wednesday of that week?
Yeah, about Wednesday.
Okay. Do you remember when you got back?
Sunday.
Sunday. And how many players went up there?
12, I believe.
12 players. And how many adults?
2.
Team, 2. And when you were up there, where did you all stay at?
We stayed at the Marriott.
And did you get a room by yourself, or were
No, I was roomed with 3 other girls.
3 other girls? And who roomed with you?
Rachelle, Katrina Peavy, and Katie Allen.
Okay. And how was Rachelle during the tournament?
She was herself. Normal. Yeah.
Okay. Did she get sick at time?
Yeah, she got sick Saturday morning, I believe.
Saturday morning. Okay. Did you have a cell phone with you?
Yes.
And did Ms. Waterman borrow it at any time?
Yes.
How many times do you think she borrowed it?
I don't know, a few times. 4, maybe.
Okay. Did you listen to her make the phone calls?
No.
Okay. Where did she go when she made the phone call? Do you know?
No.
No? Okay. Did she say who she was going to call?
We asked her after she got off the phone, and she said she called Red one time, but I don't know.
Call who?
Red.
Red?
That was.
Who's Red?
I have no idea.
Was it Red or? Okay. Do you know Jason Arendt?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Red, or do you know?
We had an idea, but she never told us who.
Okay. And do you know what color her hair Mr. Arendt is?
Red.
Red. Okay.
So.
Did she say she ever talked with him? Or did she say she was trying to get a hold of him? Or try to get a hold of Red, excuse me.
There's several different occasions, so I don't know what one. Once she got a hold of him, and then one time she didn't, so I don't know, a few times.
Did she ever tell you what they talked about?
No.
Okay. Now you had a phone bill that showed these phone calls, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and a copy was given to the Craig Police?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your cell phone number, do you remember?
Yeah. 209-3027.
209 what?
3027.
Okay. Okay. Did you see Ms. Waterman after you got back?
Yes.
And where did you see her at?
At school.
Okay. How many times did you see her?
A couple times then.
Okay. And did she say anything to you about what was going on?
No.
How'd she appear?
I don't know. She didn't talk much.
She didn't talk much to you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you. I don't have any other questions for Ms. Nelson, Your Honor.
Cross-examination, if any?
I have some. Didn't she call and talk to her mom sometimes also on your cell phone?
Yes.
Do you know how many times?
Just every day, I guess.
All right. Did you all talk about movies at all while you were there on the trip, and movies you want to see and things like that?
I don't recall.
You don't recall? Did you ever talk about having Red download some movies so that you could watch them when you got back?
Yes, I remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And so when she would call Red, wasn't part of what she was doing trying to say, hey, listen, can you download some movies so that when we get back we can watch whatever movie?
Yeah.
All right. And you said that she had been trying to reach him, but she wasn't always successful trying to reach him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing was that, one last question. She never really talked with you about being abused or mistreated or anything like that with her mom, did she?
No.
I'm sorry, I said there was one last question. Attorneys always have more questions. One last question. Did you ever see anything before the death of Lauri Waterman that indicated that Rachelle said that she was anything other than just a regular teenage girl?
No.
Okay. No further questions.
Any redirect?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. You can step down. Watch those 2 steps.
Thank you. State your full name and spell your first name and last name.
Amanda Voslow, Amanda Vosloh.
All right, Ms. Voslow, where do you live?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
Okay. And how long do you live there?
I've just moved back there this last summer.
hear you.
I just moved back there this last summer.
Summer, and where did you live before then?
Craig, Alaska.
And how long did you live in Craig?
About 5 years.
Okay. And are you a student?
Yes.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a freshman in college.
College, okay. When you were in Craig, did you go to the Craig High School?
Yes.
And did you know Rachelle Waterman?
Yes.
Were you in the same class or different?
No. I was, I think she was a grade younger than me.
Maybe younger than you?
I think.
All right. And how did you know her?
We were friends.
Okay. And in Craig, where did you live at in Craig?
I live down the street from Rachelle.
On the Ocean View Drive?
Ocean View.
The same street?
Yeah.
Okay. And how often would you go to her house?
Not as much later, but when we first were friends, we went over to each other's houses a lot, and I would visit pretty often.
Okay. And when was that?
Probably, through 8th, freshman, sophomore, probably junior too. Not as much when I was a senior.
Okay. When you were a senior. Oh, you're talking about your grade, not?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's all right. So not much when she was a junior.
Yeah.
When you were a senior. Okay. And did you know that she was dating Jason Arendt?
I'd heard rumors. I didn't know anything officially, but I thought she was but it wasn't official.
All right. Did you ever talk to her about it?
No, not really.
Did she ever tell you anything about it?
No.
How about Brian Radel? Did you know?
I did not know about Brian Radel hardly at all.
Okay. Did you know about her relationship with Mr. Radel at all?
No, I'd heard some rumors that there might have been something going on when she was working.
Okay.
But
she never told you about
no.
either Mr. Radel or Mr. Aaron?
No.
Okay. Did you know Ian Lendrum?
Yes.
And how'd you know him?
He was a friend. I don't really remember how I met him. I might have met him at school, but I went over to his house pretty often. We played video games.
A friend of yours or Ms. Waterman?
Both.
Okay. Did you know that she was dating him?
Yes.
Okay. How'd you know that?
I saw them together. It was well known.
Okay. Did you know, though, that Ms. Waterman was spending a lot of time with Mr. Radel or Mr. Aaron?
Not officially. I heard about Jason.
Okay.
But and I know that she would come and see him when he was in the play with us that we were doing in the community. But she would come and see him sometimes.
And when was the play that you all did together?
I don't remember the date of the play.
Was it in the fall of 2004?
It was after. I really don't remember.
Okay. How soon before the Ms. Lauri Waterman's death? How soon before then do you remember? 6 months, 2 months, a couple of months?
It was around the same time. I don't know if the play happened before or after Christmas. I'm assuming that it happened before, but I don't remember when it was exactly.
Okay, but how long did the practice? How many months did you practice for?
All through fall.
The fall. Okay.
Yeah.
And how often would you all get together?
Every Tuesday and Thursday, unless we were notified otherwise.
Okay. And you said Ms. Waterman and Mr. Aaron were both in the play?
Rachelle was not, but she would come in after a practice and she would say hey to him, give him a hug.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
All right. Now, what I'm going to focus on is in 2000.
I know there's an echo. There's nothing I can do about it. I've tried. But what kind of play? A play where people have sexual relations with a 15-year-old girl? That's a weird play, Alaska. That's a weird play.
How did Ms. Waterman, Rachelle Waterman and Lauri Waterman get on together?
I know I know they had problems. Just like it was more like just a mother-daughter arguing a little bit. I never saw Lauri argue with her daughter, really. I mean, it was just Lauri wanted to protect her, and Rachelle kind of wanted something else.
Okay. Did Rachelle ever tell you anything about her mother treating her?
Yeah. It was just kind of, she would talk about how her mom thought she was fat and would not feed her sometimes because she thought she was overweight. And I never really believed that. It wasn't just something.
Okay. And anything about getting beaten?
She would say some things about that sometimes, and it was just kind of like, that's not true.
Okay, what kind of things did she say about that?
She never emphasized on that, or she just kind of would say that I remember the stair incident.
Uh-huh.
She said that her mom had tried to knock her down the stairs.
Okay. But you never saw any injury?
No.
Okay. In early November, did Ms. Waterman talk to you about her and Jason Aaron's relationship?
No, Rachelle never told me anything about the relationship.
Okay. Something about, did Ms. Waterman ever tell you that her mother telling her something about Mr. Aaron?
No.
Do you remember being interviewed by, I guess it was Sergeant Mark Habib, the Craig Police Department, on November 17?
Yes.
2004, okay. Do you remember saying that about 2 weeks prior to that, Rachelle was very upset and crying because her mother told?
Yes.
Okay.
I do remember that. I was never actually officially told who she was upset about.
Okay.
But I remember that she had spent the day with her hood up over her head, very sad. I saw her crying a few times, and we would ask what was wrong, and she said that she had a migraine headache. But we didn't really know if that was it or not, and I asked someone else, and he said...
I would object to hearsay at that point.
Okay.
All right. So Rachelle didn't tell you that?
No.
Okay, who was it that told you?
John Wilburn.
Your Honor, I would object to that. Again, that's hearsay.
I'm not getting into what said, I was just trying to find out who
Well,
she's claimed.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Okay. Now, after, you didn't go with them on the volleyball tournament, did you?
No.
Okay. When they got back from the tournament, did you see Ms. Waterman after that?
Yes, I saw her the morning after she got back.
Okay, did you see her?
And I saw her that Monday evening, and the following Tuesday. I spent the afternoon with her after school and on into the evening.
Okay. And how did she appear?
She seemed okay. She didn't seem extremely upset or anything, and I thought that it could have been a denial. But
if you could just tell us what you observed as opposed to how you interpreted it.
She seemed upbeat at sometimes.
Okay. Now, on the 17th, were you present during lunch with Ms. Waterman with Laura Taylor and John Wilburn?
Yes.
Okay. And talking about the police interviewing people?
Yeah.
Do you remember what Ms. Waterman told John Wilburn?
She leaned over and asked him not to mention anything about Jason because it just, I don't remember what the because was. It was.
Okay, just not to mention anything about Jason.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin the cross-examination, do you need a break or can we make it through this witness? I think I saw a nod. Let's go ahead and take a break. Please remember the admonition, keep an open mind, form no opinions until the end, don't discuss the case even with one another, have no contact with the parties, witnesses, or others. And we'll reconvene. Let's make this our...
I need a break. Lord have mercy. Let's go. Thank you so much for the buy me a coffee donation. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all of you guys, everybody that's here, everybody that's donated. Thank you guys so much. But yeah, now that we've met almost half the town, just in these witnesses, yeah, John Garrett, I agree. They seem pretty normal, except for Rachelle. And that's which they said that she had a splitting headache. I'm sure she was splitting some heads in the bushes, if you know what I mean. Like whoever says liquor in the front, poker in the rear. And on that note, my mom is going to be like, why are you being so inappropriate? Because I want to. That's why, Mom. I'm sure you're watching right now, too. All right, let's keep going. Let's wrap this up. We got whatever that math is left.
quote unquote long break. We'll break for 15 minutes, coming back at 11:45. Thank you. We continue on record with the jury present, and Ms. Vosslow, I remind you that you remain under oath. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. You doing all right?
Yeah.
A little nervous? We can't hear when you nod or shake your head.
Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry.
I have a few questions, okay? One, you were interviewed on Wednesday after the volleyball team came back, right?
Yes.
That would have been the 17th of November, right?
I'm not sure what the date would have been.
Is there any reason to believe that would be wrong?
No.
All right. And you were interviewed by Mr. Habib of the Craig Police Department?
Yes.
Who else was there when you were interviewed?
My mother.
At that time, how old were you?
I was 17.
All right. Do you remember Mr. Habib saying things like, "This is a murder case, the gloves come off, the rules are out"?
I do not remember that. I know he tried to make me be very honest and not hold anything back if I was just trying to protect my friend or anything like that.
Okay. All right. And you described some things that had happened. I think you said that Monday at the school after Ms. Waterman had disappeared, to you she seemed sort of upbeat. Like the testimony on direct.
Yes, she didn't seem like anything was really wrong. She came up to me that morning and like very casually asked, like, "Have you seen my mother?" during class. And after class, I was like, "What?" And after class, she said, "My mom is missing. We don't know where she is." And it was just a very matter of fact, like, this is what's going on. And it was a little strange later when I thought back on it.
Were you aware that afternoon she actually had broken down into such sobbing that she had to be taken home?
Yes, I thought that it was because we'd given her a card. I know that we'd given her an apology card, and I think that's why I thought she'd done it.
Oh, okay. So you do know that she was crying that week?
Yes, that was the only time that I saw her crying, though.
Okay. But you don't know about other instances where she was, do you?
No.
And you weren't around her, obviously, that whole week, were you?
Not the whole week, no.
Okay. All right. And I wonder what I was going to ask you. You said that she had said something about not saying anything about Jason. Did she say, "Don't talk about Jason," or "Don't talk about Jason's in my relationship"?
I don't remember if there was a difference. I just remember her telling John not to say anything about someone, and it bothered me. I thought that was an important thing to go to people about.
You don't know why she would say that, do you?
I would assume that it was because she...
I understand. We can't ask what you assume.
Okay.
Of course, that's part of the rules of evidence. But you don't know why, do you?
No.
Any number of reasons, but you don't know, do you?
No.
Okay. Thank you. I have no further questions.
Any redirect?
Yeah. What was the apology card for?
Oh, people were sad that her mom had passed, and we were saying we were sorry. Everyone signed it.
Okay. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Okay. May this witness be excused, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Vossler, you're excused. Watch those 2 steps. Thank you. Whenever you're ready, Mr. West.
State your full name and spell your first name and last name.
Stephanie, Stefanie, Claus, Claus.
All right. And where do you live currently?
Currently, I live in Washington, D.C.
And what are you doing there?
I'm going to school,
Okay, which school?
to Georgetown University.
And what grade are you in?
I'm a first-year student.
First year. And prior to that, where did you live?
Prior to that, I lived in Craig, Alaska.
And how long did you live in Craig?
10 years or so, since the first grade.
First grade. And who are your parents?
Robert and Deanna Claus.
And your father's a trooper?
Yes.
Okay. And did you go through from first grade all the way up through high school in Craig?
No, I didn't. I spent 1 year as an exchange student in Spain.
Okay, but other than that, you spent...
Yeah, but other than that, I was
And where'd you graduate from high school at?
Craig High School.
And what year did you spend in Spain?
My junior year of high school.
Okay. And did you know Rachelle Waterman?
Yes.
And how did you know her?
Regardless of what you may think of this woman, the defendant, how shitty would it be for people to come up to you at school, giving you like their condolences, and that's how you found out that your mom passed away? I would throat punch somebody twice. I do feel bad for her on that. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the rest of it because I don't know yet. I said I would give you, you said never mind, I thought you said I took 3 months, but same thing. I said I'd give you 3 months and a half day back. I'm not giving you 3 months and a full day back. That's greedy. I'll give you 3 months and a half day back. But yeah, exactly. That's why, I mean, it still sucked. Because now you're like, oh crap, they found my mom if she did have involvement in it. But it would be even worse if she didn't have any involvement in it and she's just, bebopping around in school getting condolence letters. If this thing stabs me one more time, it's like freaking handcuff key stabbed me right in the side. Probably. But yeah, if that's how she found out and didn't have anything to do with this, that's horrible. That is absolutely horrible. No matter if she banged 2/3 of the town or not, still bad. Still.
Through school and through family. I knew her brother too.
Okay. And were the two of you in the same class?
In high school, we were in several classes together.
Okay.
Yes.
But I mean, were you in the same grade level?
No.
What?
Rachelle is a year younger than I am. She was in the grade below me.
Okay. And do you have a sister?
Yes, I do.
And what's her name? How old is she?
Her name is Betsy. She's 16 right now, but she's a senior in high school this year.
All right. Did she know Ms. Rachelle Waterman too?
Yes.
Okay. Were you friends with Rachelle?
Yes.
And how long were you all friends for?
I don't know. I had known Rachelle since forever. I think we were fairly close in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how were you after you got back from Spain?
I think we were less close, but we hadn't spent that much time together since I had gotten back that July.
Okay. When did you get back from Spain?
I got back from Spain in mid-July.
What year?
Of 2004.
Okay. And did you know the Waterman family though?
Yes.
And how well did you know them?
I knew them pretty well. I dated Jeffrey for a while, her older brother. She was my sister's Girl Scout leader. My mother was close, well, not that close, but she was friends with Lauri.
Okay. And when did you date Jeff Waterman? Before you went to Spain?
Yes.
Okay. Now, after you got back from Spain, did you have much contact with Ms. Waterman, Rachelle?
Yeah, I had some.
Okay. Did you over her house very much then?
I think I may have gone 2 or 3 times. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. And she come over to your house during that time?
Only once that I can remember after her mother went missing, but it's possible that she was over at my house.
Okay. She ever talked to you about her relationship with her mother?
Yes.
And what did she tell you about that?
She said some things to me about her mom that didn't seem like they were always true.
Like what?
I think she had told me that she would get grounded and that her mom wouldn't feed her, and that to me seemed entirely inaccurate.
Anything else?
She said that she got grounded for a B+ on a math test because a B+ wasn't good enough to her mom or something, and that didn't seem right either to me.
Okay. Did she say why her mother wasn't letting her eat?
Because she thought she was fat. That's what Rachelle said.
Who thought she was fat?
Her mother.
Oh, okay. Did she ever tell you anything about her mother physically abusing her?
No.
Did you ever see her mother get mad at Ms. Waterman, Rachelle Waterman?
Not angry. I think, yeah, not angry.
Okay. Did you go with Rachelle Waterman and Lauri Waterman shortly before her death?
Yes. between I think between October 30th or so, the end of October, the beginning of November, we went to the Southeast Regional Honor Music Festival in Haines.
Okay, who went on that?
It was the band director, Mr. Hopkins, myself, Lauri, and Rachelle.
Okay. And how did they seem to be getting on that time?
They seem to be getting along okay. I mean, they went shopping together and they bought earrings and reminisced about Rachelle's childhood. I mean, there's a little bit of tension between them, but nothing that was out of the ordinary for a 16-year-old and her mom.
Okay. Nothing abusive or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you know who Jason Arendt is?
Yes.
And Brian Radel?
I didn't know. I had heard his name, but I couldn't have placed his face before this.
Okay. Were you aware of Rachelle Waterman's relationship with Jason Arendt?
I was aware that they were friends at least, and perhaps something more. I kind of inferred that, but she had never confided in me about it, or I had never.
About it?
Yeah.
Okay. How about her and Mr. Radel?
I had no idea that she.
Okay. When you got back in July of 2004, did you visit Ms. Waterman up where she was working at?
I never visited the computer shop. Okay. I did, however, visit the T-shirt place once or twice.
Where she
was working. I think it was called QT's or something.
Okay. Did you see Mr. Arendt there with her?
Yeah, I had, we went in once. Shona and I did to invite Rachelle to go to the beach with us, and Mr. Arendt was there.
Okay. How'd they seem to getting along?
They seemed to be getting along just fine. Rachelle was behind the counter doing whatever, and Arendt was just sitting in a chair.
Okay. Now, after Rachelle Waterman got back from the volleyball tournament, November 14th, did you see her that week?
Yes, I saw her at school.
Okay. How many times did you see her after that Sunday?
Well, I saw her at school, and then we were together Monday afternoon. Okay. As I saw her a little bit on school on Tuesday, and we were together Tuesday afternoon, and then that's the last time I'd seen her until today.
Now, when you were with her on Monday, you said you saw her at school. Did you talk to her at school?
Briefly. I didn't talk to her a lot. Yeah.
And you said you saw her after school on Monday afternoon?
Yeah. During my last period class, Mr. Pierce called during the class and asked if I would be with Rachelle, because it would be a hard time right now, because I knew at that point that her mother was missing.
Okay.
And so I canceled out from work and I went over to the Pierce residence where Rachelle was.
Okay. And did you hang out with her that afternoon?
Yes, I did. Me and Philip Pierce.
When you got to the Pierce residence, how did Ms. Rachelle Waterman appear?
She was very normal. She was very calm and just like she'd always been.
All right. Did you all stay there, or did you go somewhere?
We were there for a very short period of time, and then we went to the Voyager bookstore.
Okay. Who's we?
Oh, me and Philip Pierce and Rachelle Waterman.
And who's Philip Pierce?
Philip Pierce is a close family friend of the Watermans. He's 18.
All right. Is he Dawn Pierce's and
Yes, he's Dawn Pierce's son.
Okay. About how old is he in relation to your age?
I think he's like 6 months older than me.
Okay, so about the same age as you are. Okay. So the three of you then went to where?
We went to the Voyager bookshop.
Okay, which is, I guess, near the boat harbor in Craig?
Yeah.
And then where'd you go?
And then we kind of went cruising. We didn't really know where to go next. And
who was driving?
Philip Pierce was driving.
In his car?
In his car.
Okay.
Or sister's car, but.
Where'd y'all go driving?
We ended up going out to Kloak.
Okay. And is there a reason y'all just went to Kloak, or that's just where you?
I don't know. If you've ever been in Craig, there's not a lot of place to drive within the town, so we just went out. The only road there is to go out, and that's to Kloak.
If you leave town, that's the only road to leave town.
Yeah.
Okay. And what happened in Kloak?
Rachelle said that she needed to take a crap, and she asked if we would stop by the school. So the Kloak school.
Kloak school. Okay.
And so we drove up and stopped the car, and she got out.
Okay. And did you see where she went?
She went inside the school.
Okay. And how long was she gone for?
Like 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Then what happened?
She came back and she said that she had seen Jason, and that he commented. She made a joke about it. It was nothing. She said that he'd commented on how bad it smelled, and that he was complaining that he had to clean it up.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then nothing. I think she talked a little bit about what a cool job or like how well Jason was paid as a janitor.
Okay, at the co-op school.
At the co-op school. And then we talked about something else.
Okay, then where'd y'all go to?
Then we went to the Papa's Pizza in Craig.
Okay. And how long were you there for?
Maybe 40 minutes or so.
Okay.
I don't really recall that.
Did y'all leave together or did y'all?
We left together, yes.
Okay. You remember, then where'd you go to?
Then we went back to the Pierce residence.
Okay. Did you see her at school on the next day? You said Tuesday?
Yes, in the morning, briefly.
And do you have any contact or did you just see her?
I don't remember speaking to her.
Okay. Did you?
One-on-one.
Did you have any contact with her that afternoon or?
Yes, I did. I went with Amanda Voslow, and we brought drinks over to Rachelle's house, and we watched a funny movie for a while.
Okay. The police had already left by that time.
I think so. I don't remember the police being there on Tuesday. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We went to the Pierce residence.
Pierce residence, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
And I think earlier you testified that she'd been over at your house that week. Did you?
Yeah, she went, after we watched a movie at the Pierce residence, we went over to my house briefly.
Okay. And do anything there?
It was just me and her and Amanda and my mother, Deanna Claus, and we were just talking. We were just there.
All right. And how did she appear during that?
She appeared like really normal. I was really surprised about how composed and how normal she looked and everything. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I don't have any other questions, Your Honor.
Any cross-examination?
Yes. This situation where you were driving out toward Klawock, you said there really aren't that many places to go in Craig?
No, not just to cruise or to do anything, really.
So pretty much if you're going to take a road that makes you go anywhere, you wind up in Klawock?
Yes.
And as you're going from Craig, let's see if this is over here. I'm sorry about that. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, the exhibit.
This is the state's exhibit 59. I hate to do this. Is this okay?
Yes.
Can you all see that? Down here is Craig, right? And you have to go kind of north to Klawock, right? And when you're going from Craig to Klawock, isn't the Craig High School one of the first buildings you come to with a bathroom? And if you go on to the stores like the IGA or Black Bear or some other stores like that have a bathroom, don't you have to go 3 or 4 miles on into Klawock?
No, Klawock's actually, I don't know if you've ever been to Klawock, but it's only like half a mile. Klawock is pretty concentrated as well.
It's not that far on down the road?
No, not from the Klawock schools.
But the Klawock school is the first building that you come to.
The first building with a bathroom that we could use, probably, yes.
If you had to go to the bathroom, you'd want to go to the first building that you could, wouldn't you?
Certainly.
Okay. In fact, you'd want to go to one that had a clean bathroom, wouldn't you?
Yes.
And don't schools generally have cleaner bathrooms than, say, a convenience store?
Perhaps, generally, yes. So.
That's a pretty reasonable inference based on everyday life, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, that public institutions are cleaner than.
Okay. And at that point, when she came out, she never said that she actually had a conversation with Jason, did she? She just said that Jason had made some comments, right?
Yes. Well, she also said, yeah. Jason had said
that comments. Jason had made some comments. She was not unhappy that Jason had to deal with her mess. Is that an accurate way of putting it?
She didn't say that Jason was upset by it. It sounded like they were joking about it.
She was not unhappy that Jason had to clean up her mess, was she?
No, Rachelle wasn't unhappy.
All right. Now, you described how some of the things that Ms. Waterman, that Rachelle would say about the relationship with her mom and how she'd kind of exaggerate things and matters like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you were talking with the troopers, didn't you say that you thought she would grow out of it, something like that?
Yeah. I know a lot of teenagers have difficulties with their parents, and I don't know. It wasn't something that was totally shocking to me. I don't know. Yeah.
And do teenagers, a lot of the teenagers that you know, do they sometimes exaggerate the tensions and things that their parents do?
Some of them, certainly.
Some of them? That's not unexpected. Would you agree with that?
I would say it's not unusual.
It's not unusual. Okay. Okay. And actually, after they did find the van, Ms. Waterman said that she just didn't want to talk about it, right?
Yes.
Now, what are you studying in school?
I'm in the School of Foreign Service, probably international economics.
All right. So you haven't studied any sort of psychology or matters like that?
No, I have not.
Have you ever volunteered for a hospital or a hospice or any place that deals with the terminally ill or dying?
No, I have not.
Have you ever dealt with people that are in the process of grieving?
No.
Do you know any of the current standards or acceptable reactions to grieving or to a loss?
Do I know them by name or?
No, I mean, that's a poor question. Let me just withdraw it. Would you agree that perhaps a lot of people might react differently to a loss?
Oh, that seems reasonable, yes.
And some people might cry and some people might laugh?
It seems strange that someone would laugh, but I guess that's...
I'm sorry, what?
It seems strange that that you would laugh, but I guess that would be a reaction.
Have you ever heard, if I don't laugh, then I am going to cry? Have you ever heard somebody say that?
Yes. Yes.
And she just really did not want to talk about what had happened, did she?
Well, Philip and I, or Amanda and I, didn't push her, but she explained to us that her mother's van had been found on Monday, and that she didn't want to talk about it, that she wanted to leave the house and to do something fun to get her mind off of it.
You talked about, I'm going to turn your attention a little bit to that trip that you had discussed, where you went to Haines with Rachelle and her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Was Lauri Waterman not feeling well at one point in that trip?
Yes, she was. The plane ride back from Haines to Juneau was like extraordinarily bumpy. I mean, I think both Lauri and I had thrown up on the plane. The guy in the front was like praying. It was a pretty rough ride. Yeah.
And how did Rachelle deal with her mom after that?
I kind of gave Lauri a hug, and Rachelle went to go get her something to drink.
And how did Rachelle, did she seem to care for her mom?
He wasn't like giving her lots of hugs and stuff, but I mean, I guess you could infer it. I mean, she went to go get her mother something to drink, so it wasn't. Yeah.
Didn't you just say that she went down and bought her mom a muffin and juice? It was just nice stuff?
That's probably what I said in the police interview. Yeah.
Would you like to review a police interview? Do you think that might help?
Sure.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
You may.
Let me just show you. Does that look like a transcript? You can look through it. Does that look like a transcript of your interview with the police?
Yes.
And I would ask if you could look at actually the bottom of page 17. You can read it quietly to yourself. And then on through, say, about the line 20 of page 18.
The line 20 of page 18, you said?
Page 18. Yeah, if you could just read it quietly and maybe remember then conversation. I know it's been a while.
Okay.
And you had talked about how Rachelle had bought her mom a muffin and juice and some nice stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this interview happened on the 21st of November, didn't it? Maybe probably on the front page of the interview.
That's, yeah, at 7:45 p.m.
Okay. And Rachelle was arrested on the 19th, a couple of days before this, wasn't she?
Yes.
And at that point in time, it was hard to reconcile what you had seen on that trip with the charges against Rachelle, weren't they?
Yes.
You said it was a pretty big shock to you, didn't
It
you?
was a very large shock.
That nothing you had seen on that trip would even support this.
That nothing I'd see on this trip would support that Rachelle had been thinking about these kind of things maybe, or that her mom had abused her, and any of the other things that were kind of flying around town. It was a big shock.
Okay. All right, thank you. I have no further questions.
Redirect?
Let's see. The interview, it was just you, Investigator Sims, and Sergeant McFerrin present during the interview?
Yes.
Okay. And where did it occur?
It occurred in the Craig Police Station.
I don't have any other questions.
May Ms. Claus be excused?
She may, Your Honor. May I approach and retrieve the transcript?
Yes. Thank you very much, and watch those two steps.
Thank you.
Well, sorry for being such a child there. It was the way that it wasn't what she said, it was the way she said it when she was like, yeah, she had to take a crap. And it was, you just normally don't hear that in court. Can you lay down? But yeah, it's hold on one second. But just trying to see if there was something, because I know whoever had said, oh yeah, so she's telling other women about these things too, which makes me think that the abuse allegations could be true. Obviously doesn't justify unaliving somebody though. Yeah, I agree, but it's so hard to tell because she does. I'm waiting for them to bring the blog up. Like, what did she say in the blog? Like, what did she post? What did she talk about? And because so far, they really just haven't tied her into it yet. And yeah, I know. I go to work and deal with it, come home, listen to it. It's a projectile, shitty situation. You'll have that. It could have been. I didn't even think about that. It definitely could have been. That never even crossed my noggin. So, all right, we're going on almost 4 hours. My mom's gonna look at this and be like, "What?" So tomorrow, my mom will start with Mark Habib. He is the police sergeant, and then he's a couple videos. That's not what I want to do. Oh, he's two. He's part one, part two. But tomorrow it's like a 2-hour testimony, and then I don't know what part two is. But 12-hour stream, no. You want to see how quickly my mom would drive 1,000 miles? She's gonna be like that, knocking on my door. Yeah, I agree. He might swallow, but hopefully it doesn't suck. And that was inappropriate. It wouldn't be hearsay if the prosecution brought it in, but it would be if the defense tried. The prosecution might also have strategically left it out since the defense can't bring it in. Good point. Good point. So, all right, everyone. Thank you guys all for the buy me a coffee. Again, really, really appreciate it. It helps tremendously. I gotta get to bed because I gotta work a little bit. So everybody have a great rest of your evening, day, afternoon, wherever you are. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Depends on the mountain. I don't know. Whatever California time is. 10 a.m. the following day, and Antarctica time, and 69. Something's exploding. Something's burning. Please go see a doctor time. Y'all have a good rest of your evening. Bye.